you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's time for our pregame conversation with head coach Jake Diebler, presented by Kroger on the Ohio State Sports Network.
Ohio State on the road to face number 11 Purdue here at Mackey. Jake, the last 3 games, well, it's been a tough pill to swallow. Losses by a combined 5 points. You mentioned in the Indiana postgame the attention to detail on the little things that may make the separation. What's the order of priority of that for you?
Yeah, I think, we're growing. We've certainly shown improvement, and we got to continue to fight for more possessions like that. But I also think we got to step up and make some shots, and we're certainly capable of that, and we're due. And sometimes it's as simple as, one team making it and one team missing it when both teams are competing really hard. But we want to fight for more better possessions, both offensively and defensively, and then, I trust our guys are going to step up, start making some of those shots. And
you would know best, but being around your group, the demeanor seems pretty darn good despite these tough losses.
Well, we're fighting. There's still a lot in front of us. We can't change the results that are behind us, but we can have something to say about the results that are in front of us. And our approach is to fight and scratch and claw every single day to get better.
The old adage, shooters shoot. John Mobley Jr., the 22 points. He hit 5 threes. First time he did that since the first 10 games of the season. Do you see a newfound confidence in him? He's always going to put up shots, but the ability to do so in clutch moments?
Yeah, we really believe in him in clutch moments, and he and I have had constant dialogue about staying aggressive, but also reading situations better and growing in that, and he's working through all that, and I thought we saw kind of a breakthrough for him individually last game, which is really exciting for us moving forward.
Devin Royal was not playing in the last game, sore wrist. How's his status for tonight?
Yeah, I think, we'll see how he feels leading up into game time, but he was able to go through stuff today at a shoot-around, so that was really encouraging.
All right, we'll have more coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeyes, boilermakers, Purdue, 11th ranked in the country. They've won 7 in a row, Jake. You know all the superlatives, 26 in a row on this floor. It's really a tough environment, maybe the loudest arena in college basketball, and maybe one of the premier point guards with Braden Smith and, of course, Trey Kaufman-Renn and the step he's taken forward. Your Purdue concerns?
Well, obviously this is a really tough place to play, and their fans do a great job here, and they've built one of the best environments in all of college basketball. But I think it takes great toughness and poise to play well in these environments. Those are two thing's that I believe are strengths of ours, and we're going to need all of that, really for the entirety of the game, because you can't turn a bad 2 minutes into a 10-point swing. So we'll be mindful of that, and we want to be aggressive. Even though we're on their court, we want to come out aggressive and swing first, and all those things we talk about, what our program to be about, we're fighting towards. And listen, Braden Smith's a really, really, really good player, and he's the catalyst for them, and we got to give him different looks to make things challenging.
On a side note, last night, the national championship for the football team, you interact with Coach Day and the football staff quite often. Of course, basketball players, football players, classmates, all Buckeyes. Can that be something, watching that galvanizes your group?
Well, I think first off, I was just so happy for Coach Day and his staff. The run they've been on really here this postseason has been remarkable. It's been really impressive. The way we've dominated, and the work that I know he's put in over the years to kind of get this to this point is really awesome to see. And it's great for our entire university. It's certainly great for their program, but it's great for our entire department and university. And we'll see benefits from that, I think, across the board. So we were fired up for him. We were watching, and really, really happy for him and their program.
Well said. Go get him tonight.
Go Bucks. Thanks.
Coach's comments were presented by Kroger. Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. The Toyota Buckeye pregame show has been brought to you statewide by State Farm on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
And brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekday mornings beginning at 6 with Morning Juice on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season, with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, including the best-selling RAV4. Now through February 3rd, get 4.99 APR financing on new gas-powered 24 or 25 RAV4s. Or lease a gas-powered 25 RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan. From Learfield, it's time for Ohio State basketball with Paul Keels and Ron Stokes. Buckeye basketball is brought to you statewide by the American Dairy Association Mideast, State Farm, and by AEP Energy on the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. And brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekday mornings beginning at 6 with Morning Juice on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations, in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Our broadcast position is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Neil Sika, Ron Stokes. It's game 19, Ohio State and Purdue. And we've got everything coming up for you, including the Elk and Elk injury report and the starting lineups when we return to Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana, on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
15-4 Purdue welcoming in 10-8 Ohio State here at Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana. Good evening, Neil Sika in for Paul Keels, along with Class of 85 Captain Ron Stokes, here to have some fun. Time for today's Elk and Elk injury report. Ron Tayson Chapman's out for the season. We know that. He's on the trip. Still no Michi Johnson, but you get a healthy Devin Royal back in the fold, and that should help tonight.
Well, that's huge. When you look at productivity on the road, he's their second leading scorer on this basketball team. So you lose that. The second opportunities that he brings to this team because of his ability to get to the glass and rebound. You missed all of that in a game against Indiana. So you're Jake Diebler and your staff, you're glad that Devin Royal's in the lineup.
For Purdue, they're without Daniel Jacobson, their 7'4" freshman who has a right tibia fracture. That occurred in the second game of the season. 13th year in a row that a Purdue basketball roster has had a player over 7 feet tall. The injury report brought to you by Elk and Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. The starting lineups are brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast. A reminder from Ohio's dairy farmers, 8 ounces of delicious chocolate milk has 8 grams of high-quality protein, with the power to fuel everyone from elite athletes to weekend warriors. Ohio State and head coach Jake Diebler, who made his debut in this matchup last year, pulling off the big upset against the number 2 Boilers. His team 10-8, 2-5, currently tied for 14th in the conference. Ohio State is 1-3 on the road, and they start John Mobley Jr. for a 9th consecutive game, averaging 12 points, a rebound, and an assist. The freshman from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, who played his high school ball locally and then in Nevada and Utah. Bruce Thornton, well, he's right now top 10 of the Big Ten in scoring, and the guard from Fairburn, Georgia, continues to lead this Ohio State team. The junior, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists a game. Micah Parrish, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist a game for the 5th year out of Detroit, Michigan, who played previously at Oakland and San Diego State. Ohio State in the front court will start Sean Stewart from Windermere, Florida, from the Orlando suburbs. Freshman year at Duke, 6.6 rebounds a game for Stewart. And Devin Royal returns to the Buckeye 5, a sophomore from Pickerington, Ohio, and Central High School, who played in his 50th game prior to the absence against Indiana, averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. That's 9 points better than he averaged his freshman year. Thornton, Mobley Jr., Royal, Stewart, Parrish, the Buckeye 5. Matt Painter, 20th season in West Lafayette, longtime Gene Cady disciple, and he had a year at Southern Illinois. This is the 700th game he's coached in his collegiate career. Number 670 at Purdue. 3 guards in the backcourt, led by Braden Smith, the preseason Big Ten Player of the Year, the junior from Westfield, Indiana. That's a suburb of Indianapolis. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists a game he averaged, along with 2 steals. Fletcher Lawyer, junior guard from Fort Wayne, Indiana, who's got 94 career games under his belt, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist for Lawyer. Recently, they've been rolling with the freshman C.J. Cox who starts consecutive games for the 7th outing in a row. He's from Lexington, Massachusetts. 5 points, 2 rebounds a game for Cox. And Caleb First joining Trey Kaufman-Wren down on the baseline for Purdue. First is a senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, former Mr. Basketball in the state. 5 points, 3 rebounds a game. And Trey Kaufman-Wren, you talk about the jump Devin Royals made. Kaufman-Wren's been even better in terms of his point production from his sophomore to his junior season. Waited his turn, and now the young man who's from outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and Sellersburg, Indiana, averaging 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. That's good for 7th in scoring in the Big Ten. Thornton is right behind him for Ohio State in 8th. Again, the Boilermakers starting 5, Smith, Lawyer, Cox, First, and Kaufman-Wren. Purdue has won 7 in a row. They've won 26 in a row in this building, including 14 Big Ten games. Ohio State's last victory, February of 2018. The tip-in by Keita Bates-Diop. They lost a heartbreaker in 2022 on a Jaden Ivey 3 at the Horn. And trying to win here for the first time in their last 5 outings. It's the only meeting of the regular season between the schools. Ohio State's in the road scarlet. This is their normal road uniform with the Arched Ohio State on the front of the jersey. White and gray trim up the sides. Purdue in their faux back home whites, if you will. They've got the nice script Purdue on the front. Chevrons on the shorts with a silhouetted P with black numerals and old gold trim. Our officiating crew, led by Jeff Anderson from Rochester, New York, who's been at the helm of 7 straight Final Fours, including a ref for the national championship last year, which Purdue lost. Tim Comer, Thomas Nunez complete the crew. We're ready to go at one of college basketball's premier environments. Ohio State with Sean Stewart in the center circle on that motion P in the middle of the floor, going against First, who wins the tip back to Kaufman-Wren. And we are underway from Mackey tonight. Glad you're aboard for it. Game 19 for Ohio State, game 20 for Purdue. Running the offense, the freshman Cox goes to the far left wing in front of the Buckeye bench to Smith. Takes a high ball screen, now pulls up right of the lane from 13, knocks it down.
And he came off that screen, and Devin Rowe was a little late getting there.
It's a confident player. On watching him, he always seems to be in control. Smith, he gets the first 2 of the game for the Boilers, who lead it 2-0, 30 seconds in. Straight away, attacking the basket to the left, Bruce Thornton. Works it to the 5th-year senior Micah Parrish in front of the Boiler bench. Far right sideline, inside of 10 on the shot clock, pulls it out on the dribble. Ohio State trying to show some patience. A high ball screen comes from Stewart. Backing away as Parrish takes a 3, far right wing, no good. Heavy rebound out to the foul line. It's collected by Smith. Smith comes across the time stripe, goes to Lawyer. Gets the pick and roll going inside. They feed to First. He's blocked from behind by Royal on a nice play on the interior. Into the hands of John Mobley Jr. Across the timeline, forecourt near left wing. Feeds foul line, middle of the floor to Stewart. Leaned his shoulder into Kaufman-Wren and is called for an offensive foul.
Well, I thought that was a bang-bang play. If you're Sean Stewart, you're a little frustrated. You thought you made a good move from left to right in the middle of the lane.
Just underway here in West Lafayette, Indiana. Minute 10 into the game, 2-0 Boilermakers. 3-quarter court pressure, Ohio State. Lawyer, the junior, works it over the timeline. Part of that magical run along with Smith and Kaufman-Wren last year, where Purdue won 34 games and got to the national championship. Patient passing to the middle, it goes Kaufman-Wren, now to the left sideline, far side of the floor to Lawyer. They go back to Kaufman-Wren, muscles his way into the lane, goes up strong with the right hand, missed it, got it back, goes again, scores off the square.
Yeah, Sean Stewart did not want to pick up his second foul there, Neil.
Key point, 2 minutes into the game, 4-0 Boilermakers. Off their Pacific Northwest trip where they won at Washington and then in Eugene at Matthew Knight Arena against Oregon. A game which they controlled the tempo. Thornton works it to the far right wing for Devin Royal. Little slip screen along with Parrish. The fans get into it. We're down to 5 on the shot clock again. Late in the possession, John Mobley Jr. takes the shot from the Wabash River and knocks down a 3 on the far right wing.
Heavily contested, as you just called it, Neil. shot clock winding down yet again for the Buckeyes.
He's coming off a game where he had 5 threes, 22 points. The second time in a game he's hit 5 threes. He's one of 2 players in the Big Ten to hit a 3 in every game. Partially deflected pass near right wing Smith. Then he goes high-low off a deflection. Goes to Kaufman-Renn, who sneaks inside and goes up off the right and scores once more. He's fouled.
This is where Braden Smith is so incredible. I mean, just that picture-perfect bounce pass and that pick and roll, and Kaufman-Renn, one of the guys who made a tremendous improvement on his body from his sophomore year to this season.
He looks like he could be an extra in the movie Blue Chips, Ron, which his coach, Matt Painter, was an extra in. A classic film from the mid-90s. 6'3" Purdue, 11th ranked team in the country. Kaufman-Renn, patience, missed the free throw off the front end. 60% from the line this year for the junior from outside of Louisville, Sellersburg, Indiana. 17:20 remaining first half. 6-3 Boilermakers. Bruce Thornton takes the ball, defended by C.J. Cox. Gets the screen with Aaron Bradshaw, who's just come on the floor for Sean Stewart. Goes back out high, right above the circle to Devin Royal. Nice move into the paint, a pivot spin move, and he missed it from 5 feet straight away. Kaufman-Renn rebounds. Puts it into the forecourt on a pass that goes to Braden Smith. Goes back to C.J. Cox. Dribbles with the right, crosses over to the left. Lost it in traffic on the left wing. Stolen by Thornton, and then there's a tug by a Purdue player. A foul in transition.
I think it was on C.J. Cox. He tried to get it back. That's what a lot of freshmen will do. Turn it over, try to get it back quickly, and that led to his foul call.
And so the first team foul on the Boilermakers. Ohio State with 2. 6-3 Purdue. A broadcast vantage point in the mezzanine level. Moving off the floor in this tightly contained arena, which holds over just 14,000 fans. Out high, we've got a stoppage where Bradshaw was going to set a screen for Bruce Thornton. 17 on the shot clock, 16:38 remaining here in the first. 6-3 Purdue. It's going to be a side out. I don't know what that was about.
The shot clock still at 17, so
maybe
that
we had
wasn't
some technical issues.
The regular clock, it was off by a few seconds.
Okay,
it's corrected now. 16:37 to go in this first half.
So Micah Parrish will inbound. Purdue team that's 15-4. They had common opponents with Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Auburn, and were defeated by both of those schools, just like Ohio State was. Bruce Thornton dribbling with the right hand. Goes to the far right elbow. Now back to John Mobley Jr. 5 on the shot clock. Straight away. Drives to the right. Kicks back diagonally. Near left wing. A 3. Royal around the rim and then spiraled out. Good looking shot. The rebound, Braden Smith, Purdue. Dribbles with the left hand. Patience and poise. Left to the key in the mid post. Feeds to the mid block. Kaufman-Renn on the block. It slipped away on the pass on the bounce. Bradshaw active hands. It's last off. Ohio State stays with the Boilermakers.
Yeah, Purdue's 3 of 5 to start this game. 60% on their home court.
They're third in the Big Ten in field goal percentage, 49%. Great play on the inbounds, curling off a screen on the left mid post to the right block. C.J. Cox, the freshman, scores an easy layup.
Yeah, he got separation from John Mobley Jr.
8-3 Purdue, starting well on their home floor. Winners of 26 straight on Katie Court. Top side, Aaron Bradshaw takes the dribble, goes to the near left wing, Mobley Jr. Slipping that off the screen. Bradshaw to the hole. He scores with a left-handed layup.
Yeah, Mobley Jr. has great vision. Nice pick and roll that time.
John Mobley Jr. an assist a game, but he's had some good outputs in sharing the dimes. Off the far left point, Smith. A slip little bounce pass to Kaufman-Renn. Little bunny hook from 7 feet away, straight on. Scores with the right hand. Those two have a great two-man game going. 10-5 Purdue. Back attacking the goal to the left to Ohio State here in the first half. 15:20 remaining in it. Purdue leads by 5, 10-5. Near left wing, Bradshaw. Hands it off to Mobley Jr. Draws 2, goes to the baseline, pulls from 17 feet, no good. And now a rebound jostle, lost on the line. It's last off Bradshaw, who's slow to get up. In fact, he's still down. He was in a battle with First and Smith. Bradshaw returns, and he's got his right arm hanging kind of funky, and we hit the media timeout with 15:11 remaining here in the first half. Purdue 10, Ohio State 5. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Donato's is dancing into 2025 with a New Year's deal that's too good to miss. All January long, get 25% off everything you order online. That's 25% off Donato's famous thin crust pizzas, oven-baked subs, fresh salads, wings, desserts, all your Donato's favorites. So get 2025 started with 25% off your online order now and throughout January using promo code 2025. Order with the app or at donatos.com.
Every game, every season, Buckeye Nation comes together to support Ohio State basketball. The Buckeyes make their fans proud by giving it their all on the court. Their hard work, determination, and resilience embody what our state is all about. Every client, every day, Elk and Elk works tirelessly to support the great people of Ohio. A consistent winner in the courtroom, we get injury victims the compensation they deserve. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk and Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
The Roosters Foundation helps raise over $1 million each year for local charities and organizations, and as the official wing sponsor of your Ohio State Buckeyes, the Roosters Foundation is donating $25 for every foul shot the Buckeyes make at home this season to BAM, Beyond Ability Matters. BAM provides kids and young adults with neurological disabilities the opportunity to live their best lives. 15-11 remaining in the first half, 10-5 Boilermakers. They're 71% from the floor so far, Ron.
Yeah, they're pretty efficient. 5 of 7 had yet to take a three-point shot attempt. Who needs it if you can get the action they want anywhere close in that paint? If you're Ohio State, not a great start from the field. 2 of 6 for 33%. Fortunate that you're only down by 5. It's important to come out of this timeout and start to make some things happen on the offensive end.
Well, when Purdue won at Oregon on Saturday, they shot under 34%. They made just 2 3-pointers.
They still won on the road, almost by double digits.
It was the first time a team won on the road against a ranked team, making 2 or fewer threes and shooting under 35% in 11 years in college basketball. Boilermakers lead 10-5. They get full court pressure off of the timeout, and they get out of it rather easily through the middle. Nice pass to first, over to Lawyer, and they'll set up the offense with Smith. His mother was a star basketball player, Braden Smith, and now he's shining at Purdue. Takes it far left wing, high pick and roll, looks inside Kaufman-Renn, who cuts inside against 2 Buckeyes, got loose on the block again, near side right. That's his spot. He scores once more.
Yeah, watching game tape, I've seen that action time and time again. Ohio State's just got to do a better job.
12-5, Boilermakers lead. Putting the pressure on the Buckeyes, who come in 2 games above 500. Tough luck losses their last 3 outings. Dribbling to the foul line with the left hand, Mobley Jr. goes to the left sideline on the near side of the floor for Thornton at 3. Hit the side of the rim, caromed out. Last off of Lawyer, though. It will stay with Ohio State in their road scarlet, trailing by 7, 14-25 remaining in the half.
That was because Devin Royal was in great offensive position, got his hands on it initially.
Parrish, Thornton, Bradshaw, Royal, Mobley on the floor for Ohio State. Lob out to the high post near left elbow. Slashing to the goal on the receive is Royal. He got fouled with a good drive, and it's nice to see Royal back in the mix, and of course creating plays like that. He'll shoot free throws.
That's the advantage that I think Royal has all day long. When Caleb first tries to come out there and defend him, he does not have the skill set and mobility to go left and right and stay in front of Devin Royal. So that's something you want to put Devin Royal in that position and see how successful he's going to be.
That foul is on Braden Smith, who's got a word from his coach, Matt Painter. And Devin Royal hits the first free throw, averaging 13 a game, 7 rebounds, 74% from the line. A sore wrist kept him out against Indiana in the overtime loss, 12-6 Purdue. 51st game for Royal. 3 dribbles with the right hand, lines to the right, up, good. 12-7, Boilermakers. More pressure shown from Ohio State to the Purdue backcourt. Lawyer now handles. Smith on the floor with first. And they've also got Miles Colvin out there for the first time, a sophomore from Indianapolis, along with Kaufman-Renn. 6 minutes into the game. 12-7 Boilermakers between the circles. Here's the pick and roll again. Kaufman-Renn off the left side. Smith far left elbow. He goes back to Kaufman-Renn to Smith. Kaufman-Renn just inside the foul line. Throws up a right-hander from 14. No good. Got the rebound back. Goes to Colvin. Far left wing 3. That's long. And a rebound to Bruce Thornton, Ohio State. Ohio State ready to bring on Colin White at the next dead ball. He stands in the ready. Meanwhile, Mobley Jr. tries to knife his way into traffic. There's heavy congestion and a foul. A Boilermaker hit the deck. That's Smith on his back, but the foul's going against Purdue.
I wonder will they take a look at it, because Braden Smith did take a hit up top. Nothing intentional that time as John Mobley was making his way to the basket.
The foul is on first. That's the third on the Boilermakers in the team game. Ohio State with 2. Arrow right now favors Ohio State. Colin White is on. And for Purdue, they bring on Camden Heide, sophomore from Wayzata, Minnesota, outside of Minneapolis. Lob outside from the baseline to the far right elbow, spin move, and a pullback from 14. The jumper no good from Royal, who had a good look. Heide rebounds, who just came on the floor for the Boilermakers. High screen and roll action again. Smith to the foul line. Kaufman-Renn to Lawyer. Takes a dribble, steps inside the arc, and knocks down a jumper with smooth efficiency.
Well, they chase him off the three-point line, and rightfully so. This guy's shooting 47% from the 3.
That's third in the Big Ten percentage-wise. John Mobley Jr., if you're wondering, is 5th. 7th in three-point field goals made. He's running the point here. He pulls up right of the lane. A toss-up with the right hand. He got fouled. That's 14 feet away.
That's the second on Smith, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and picked both of those fouls as a result of trying to defend John Mobley Jr.
So that's a key element early in this game developing. You're going to get C.J. Cox coming on for Smith, who's got his head down. He's a little dejected, and John Mobley Jr. to the foul line. 13:05 remaining in the first half. 14-7 Boilermakers. John Mobley Jr., the freshman from Reynoldsburg, trying to close the gap. First one up and good.
And the reason why that's a concern, a lot of times when guys go to that bench, Neil, with foul trouble, sometimes they can lose their rhythm.
Sure.
And you'll see, it'll be interesting to see how long Matt Painter will keep him on that bench. I'm sure they're going to bring him back at some point.
Braden Smith started every game of his Purdue career. This is the 94th. Same for the case of Fletcher Lawyer. Both free throws good for Mobley Jr., who checks out. And we see Quez Glover, who struggled from the field over the last few games, to come on here and bring on the full court pressure. 14-9, Purdue leads. They bring it across from left to right. C.J. Cox takes a double team in the middle of the floor, goes far left wing. Lawyer takes a long 3, missed it. He took it with a lot of conviction. Kaufman-Renn, offensive rebound. He's one of the best in the Big Ten in that department. Skip pass across the floor, left sideline. Lawyer drives in. The shot partially disrupted. I think Royal got a piece of it. He's got the ball now. He goes to Thornton in the middle. Lobs toward the rim, right side. Bradshaw didn't have a good angle. Goes near left corner. A Colin White 3. No good off the front side. Rebound Kaufman-Renn, Purdue. Goes to the left seam of the floor. C.J. Cox dribbles with it. Draws a ball screen. Now he's defended by Glover. Works inside. Spins, shoots, and scores off the square. A bucket is good, and the foul. It's a little NBA continuation. Something that should be in the college game anyway, but it was a strong move from Cox. He'll go to the line to try and complete the three-point play.
Yeah, outstanding crossover. There was a little grab there by Quez Glover just at the end, but just a freshman just using his skill set to get that off the glass and in.
So C.J. Cox at the line, the freshman who played at Milton Academy. That's a prep school up in the Boston area. Hits the free throw, and Purdue back up by 8. 17-9, 12:20 remaining. Evgeny Njegovan stepped on the floor. The freshman from Otočac, Croatia. Good move down to the baseline by Glover off a pick and roll from the Croat. And he finds a cutting Buckeye to slam it home on the near left. That's Royal.
Yeah, Devin Royal just found the open spot. Quez Glover, good job keeping his ball active in his head up.
8 minutes gone in the first half. 17-11 Boilermakers. Lawyer's got it. Works the pick and roll game with Kaufman-Renn, who looks straight away. He's got the freshman Croatian defending him. Shot comes off from Colvin, who slipped off a ball screen and a curl to miss a 17-footer. And the rebound to Royal, who will bring it across, carry it with the dribble. Now hand it to Colin White near left wing. 11:29 remaining in the half. The pass goes far right corner. Bruce Thornton to three. That rims out. Ugovin tipped it on out to Glover. It goes to the near left wing, and Royal keeps it alive on the possession. White works it around the perimeter. Glover fakes left, drives right, goes behind the back with the dribble. Got to the foul line, 8 on the shot clock. Working in toward the baseline. Fall away from 7. No good. Knocked around on the rim, and then a loose ball foul on the rebound to White of Ohio State. We hit the second media timeout of this first half. 11:08 remaining in it. Purdue 17, Ohio State 11. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Ready? It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at Safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment, made to chill, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. 11:08 remaining in the half. Purdue 17, the 11th ranked team in the country. Ohio State has 11 points. They trail by 6. Hanging in there despite the wobbly shooting. Just one of their last 7 are on 25% from the field.
Well, you got to take advantage of every second that you can with Braden Smith on that bench with 2 fouls. And I made a comment earlier that he'll be back in. I just think with his basketball IQ and how important he is to Purdue's offense, they may bring him back. But at the same time, if they keep this 6-point lead or higher, maybe that gives Matt Painter the luxury of not bringing back his star guard. But I really like what I've seen from John Mobley Jr. Now, if you're Bruce Thornton, you got to get going. He's yet to score a single point here. They need him to get going here soon.
Kind of been part of the storyline too over the last month and a half, if you will. There have been these games where Bruce Thornton is slow to get going. Now he'll end up with double figures and big point outputs, but
got to do it early.
Sleepy beginnings, yes.
Earlier, I should say.
So you've got Thornton, Glover, White, Sean Stewart returns. Yegovan out there for Ohio State in the Road Scarlet. It's Cox working to the far left wing, and his pass goes to Lawyer. Kaufman-Red in the post. Yegovan botting him up, left mid-post. It goes back out to Heide. 7 on the shot clock. Purdue attacking the rim to the right. Goes back into Kaufman-Red. He's trying to work the freshman. Turns with the right hand, shoots. He traveled. Good defense in the post.
Now, Govin, when you think about his height, 7'1", I say this quite a bit. You don't teach it. He brings that type of length and disruption inside defensively.
Laid on the Croatian U20 Eurobasket team last summer. Averaged 6 a game and 6 rebounds, and he's getting more minutes of late. Glover works to Stewart. Now off to Bruce Thornton, who works it to Colin White, attacking the basket to the left. Out high between the circles on that motion P, right on the logo. White to the near left wing. Thornton, step back, looks, didn't have anything, then slipped a nice pass inside for Stewart. And the ball knocked away at the last second by Jakari Harris, who's also on for Purdue, the freshman who started the first 5 games of the season. He's out of Atlanta. Knocks it away, but there's 1.1 on the shot clock, and Ohio State inbounds near baseline left. It's the louder portion of the paint crew. It goes into Glover, who shoots, and he missed it. He's 0 for his last 10 from the field, going back over the last 4 games, Glover. The rebound, Harris, who takes it down to the far left corner, tried to swirl around White, now fed it back to Kaufman-Renn, who trails, and he scores again, camping out on the low post right near side. Got there with 2 power dribbles. 19-11 Purdue, 9:50 remaining in the half. Right to left OSU, wearing the road scarlet. Near left wing, Thornton got bumped by Jakari Harris. He's one of the 5 children of Glenn Big Dog Robinson, the National Player of the Year from 1994. And he fouls Thornton there. That's the 15th foul on the Boilermakers.
John Mobley back into the ball game, and Bruce Thornton will go and sit a little bit. And then you look at Bruce Thornton's numbers, like I said, has yet to score in this game.
Yagoan sits. Parrish returns. We got White, Glover, Mobley Jr. Bruce Thornton steps aside for the moment. Parrish inbounds to Glover, a 5th-year senior from Knoxville, Tennessee. This is his 4th school. Didn't play last year with an MCL injury at Kansas State. Goes to the near left corner, White, 2 dribbles, now feeds to the middle of the lane. Shuffling the feet, though, Parrish, after he made a nice move and scored a layup, but it's a travel.
Yeah, quick action that time. Great cut there by Micah Parrish, but just didn't get those feet set.
19-11 Purdue, 9:29 remaining in the first half. Left to right come the Boilermakers. Casually dribbling across the timeline off the left wing, Jakari Harris. Atlanta, Georgia, and Grayson High School, a Grayson Ram. Curl pass on the bounce. It goes topside to First, who's back out there with Lawyer. Now going to the right mid-post. Lawyer, tough shot, throws it up off one hand and scores.
Just had the size advantage against John Mobley Jr., 6'5", going against 6'1".
It's 4 points for Lawyer. Raleigh Burgess sees the floor for the first time for Purdue. Freshman from Cincinnati and Sycamore High School, 6'11" post player. Harris defends Glover, dribbles around, falls to the far right wing on a pass that goes to Mobley, shoots the 3. No, Colin White thought he had an offensive rebound. He did, because he pushed off the back and picks up another foul.
Yeah, a little contact there, but again, this is Big Ten basketball. You mentioned the struggles of Quez Glover. He comes in the game 0 of 8 in the last 3. He missed 2 here tonight, so he is clearly not on fire like he was during that little stretch.
They were hoping he'd be the microwave. Of course, he missed 8 games earlier this year with the ankle injury. Just 4 points in his last 3 games, and those are all from the free throw line. 8.5 remaining in the first half. 21-11 Boilermakers, their largest lead at 10. First, foul line extended, far left wing, coming around a curl screen to the near side right, and from 15 feet, a jumper straight on from C.J. Cox on the first pass, and he scores. Hit that pure, 23-11 Purdue. Buckeyes in a real gray area at the moment, just over 8 minutes remaining in the half. Faking right, driving left, Royal shuffled the shoes, a travel. Buckeyes turn it over.
Yeah, timeout here by Jake Diebler. 6-0 run here by Purdue.
That 30 is going to stretch to a full, so we take it with him. Purdue opening up some room. 23-11, 8:12 remaining in the first half. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations, in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
23-11, Purdue leads, 8:12 remaining in the first half. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back to our UHM broadcast position, sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. Kind of in the mezzanine level at mid-floor, and regardless of where you sit right now, -1 outside. It feels like that for the Buckeyes shooting, Ron. 6-0 run for Purdue over the last 143. The Buckeyes have gone almost 4 minutes without a field goal, and they trail by 12.
Yeah, when you go to what's going on, Trez, Kaufman, Wren, and this is something that every good team has in their program. A guy that's been in their program a third year. He took his time playing behind Zach Edey, and now he's having an explosive season. 4.5 as a freshman, 6.4 as a sophomore, now almost 18 points right now.
He was a Mr. Basketball finalist in 2021. In his freshman season, a medical redshirt because of a knee injury. Cut inside, Burgess finds Cox, who goes to the goal, and that's poor out of the timeout. Purdue scores 25-11. Just a little slip on a V-cut with a high ball screen. Boilermakers by 14, 25-11. Between the circles, Mobley Jr., good crossover on Cox, got into the lane, got hacked up high, and grabs his face immediately.
He got a lot of eye that time. And John Mobley Jr., he's going to be on the ground a little bit, but he's going to be okay, hopefully.
Cox is still, Cox with the foul. Mobley Jr. is down still. And you wonder if the officials are going to call for the training staff here. Tim Comer hovering over, and now even Jake Diebler is out.
Yeah, you just hope there's not an abrasion on that eye.
The
That's
scratched
the biggest,
eye, cornea.
Absolutely. That is not, that injury is definitely significant if that's the case. Hopefully that it is not. But John Mobley, again, showing his ability to create separation from up top.
25-11 Boilermakers. 7:45 remaining in the first half. And John Mobley Jr. getting to his knees. They're going to review this further.
Yeah, there's nothing flagrant there. It's just Cox going for the swipe, and he's got a bunch of John Mobley up top versus the basketball.
John Mobley Jr. still looking like he's in a bit of a daze there.
He's going to go in the locker room, flush that eye out, make sure he's okay. That is a major blow if he's not able to come back.
He's currently the Buckeyes' leading scorer with 5 points. Royal has 4, Bradshaw has 2. That's the list. Tony Lorenzi escorting him, the athletic trainer, back to the Ohio State locker room to our left. The circular bowl with the fans right on top of you, the aluminum roof. Mackey Arena built in 1967, its 56th season of operation. They inbound into the high post, and the bank is open after closing hours for Royal. Shoots it straight away from 16 feet and knocks down the jumper. Devin Royal with 6, a Buckeye high, 25-13 Boilermakers. C.J. Cox, freshman from outside of Boston, dribbling, got the high ball screen. There's the pick and roll action again. They will do that to death for the Purdue offense, and Burgess made some contact on the interior. It's a turnover for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, Burgess 6'11", defending Devin Royal's last shot. That's why Devin Royal had to have that high arc.
Burgess exits. Got first on the floor with Cox, Kaufman, Wren, Lawyer, Harris. Still been a while, though, without Braden Smith, who got 2 fouls rather early in this game before the second media timeout. Bruce Thornton's back on. Wes Glover, Royal, Evan Mahaffey, Micah Parrish. Glover, near left wing. The taller first on him. Now it's Royal to the near left wing for Parrish. Backing down with the right hand. Chicken wing a little bit too much. Lawyer draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, a lot of contact that time. But if you're Micah Parrish, you got to keep that elbow in. You allow the official to make the foul call. But again, you're not putting any pressure on Purdue. They're bringing Braden Smith back into the ball game despite being up by 12. So I think Matt Painter said he didn't want his guard to sit there too long.
Indiana Mr. Basketball from 2022, Braden Smith. There's 3 Mr. Basketballs on the roster for the Boilermakers. Smith's back on. They got a nice round of applause for the point guard. He goes into Kaufman-Wren, backing down on Royal. Great pivots, poise, and scores this time off the left on the block, far side. 27-13 Purdue. 6.5 remaining in the half. Royal, left of the circle, goes back to Thornton between top of the key. Now works right side of the lane. Lost the ball in traffic. It's been a tough start for Thornton. He's 0 of 2 from the field, turned it over there. He's one of the best guards in assist to turnover ratio. They go near right wing, now back aside for Smith. Calls for the high ball screen, there's the pick and roll again. That one little bounce pass with the one hand to Kaufman-Wren, looks down low. First was cutting with the baseline action. It was overthrown, a turnover for Purdue.
Yeah, Evan Mahaffey did a really good job closing down, putting his arm out there.
Sneaky Harris almost stole the ball away from Thornton, who was quite casual taking the inbound from Mahaffey. They get it across the timeline, attacking the basket to the left. Ohio State trails by 14. Need to get something going before the break. 5:50 remaining in the half. Pass to the near left wing, Colin White pulls up on a jump stop, low on the left post, then throws it away, going back up top, where First snuck in front of Thornton with the steal. Ohio State gets back defensively. Cross-court pass that goes on the diagonal, partially deflected. Lawyer pump fakes once and twice, got down to the baseline on a dribble drive to the near right block, and then was hip checked by Devin Royal.
Well, Devin Royal didn't get square. I mean, he did a good job to come help side after Colin White left his feet, his defensive position. It gave Fletcher Lowe a clean drive to the basket. But if you're Devin Royal, you're closing over. You got to get there, put that left foot on that baseline and square up.
I'm sure you know this too, Ron. It's not just Smith out there, but the patience and composure of the Purdue offense in the half court. They really make you have to make the adjustments with how they play.
There's a bunch of guys on this team that played in the national championship game
Sure.
last year, so a lot of experience coming back.
It's a darn good point. Lawyer hits the free throw. 28-13 Purdue. It's been all Boilermakers. 5:35 remaining in the half. Next free throw up and good. 29-13. Inbound in the backcourt to Bruce Thornton. Devin Royal, Evan Mahaffey, Colin White, Quez Glover join him on the floor. The Buckeye 5 in Road Scarlet. Pass to the right of the circle, Royal from 17 feet. Takes 2 dribbles with the left hand, switches to the right, makes a nice move and spins around first. Scores a right-handed layup. Devin Royal's got 8, a Buckeye high, but they still trail 29-15. 5:10 remaining in the half. Methodically over the timeline into the forecourt, Purdue. Near right wing, Jakari Harris. Bounce pass, goes to Lawyer, takes 2 dribbles, pumps, fake shot, now goes up again. Mahaffey blocked it from inside the foul line. A grapple for the loose ball. This call against the Boilermakers inside.
Caleb First, he came over and reached. The fans are not pleased with the call, but it's the appropriate one. Clearly a contact there as Ohio State was trying to bring that defensive rebound down.
Both teams are in the 1-and-1, 7-team fouls. Boilermakers bring in Camden Heide. Purdue goes about 9 deep. It would be 10, but Daniel Jacobson, mentioned at the outset, is out for the year. The 7'4" post player from Chicago with a right tibia fracture.
This is where Devin Royal really helps Ohio State. He's very active. I've said this before, his good basketball instincts for that ball on both ends, whether it's going after a defensive rebound or offensive.
Devin Royal at the free throw line with 8 points, shooting the 1-and-1, hits the first.
And the last thing Ohio State needs right now is allow Purdue to end this first half on a run. You're down by 13, maybe 12 should Devin Royal makes his free throw, but if you're Ohio State, you got to make a little run here.
Coming off a solid game his last time out before he was out with the wrist injury against Indiana. He had 12 and 6 at Wisconsin. And the valiant come from behind effort in the second half, but losing by 2. 29-17. Lead is 12 for the Boilermakers. Second free throw good from Royal. Lawyer over the timeline, dribbling with the left hand. Fletcher Lawyer, the junior, to Kaufman-Renn, also a junior, and the trio of the third-year players. Smith takes a deflected pass and stands on the motion P at mid-floor. Works to the left, got a ball screen from Heide. The pick and roll, double pick and roll action with Kaufman-Renn. Smith spots for a three off the left of the circle, no good. And a foul inside on Kaufman-Renn with Royal having position. He's going right back to the foul line, and this is the benefit here, the bonus. At Royal's hard play, you can get back into it this way.
Yeah, walking the other way, you're scoring with the clock stopped. Looking at that bench, still no sign of John Mobley Jr. He went to the locker room after taking a swipe from the opposition to his face. Hopefully it's not a serious injury to his eyes. And Devin Rowe will go to that free throw line yet again.
You referenced how painful that could be and how elongated that could be for the healing process. Devin Royal to the foul line. One of 2 players in this game in double figures. He's got 10. First free throw is up and good.
And he's perfect there, 5 for 5. Clearly showing what they missed in the last ball game against Indiana, his activity, both ends.
Ohio State in the team game, they're 73% from the line this year. That's 9th in the Big Ten. 29-18 Purdue, 4:32 remaining in the half. And on that free throw where Royal had made them all, heavy brick, but Karam's out and Bruce Thornton hustles to get the offensive board. Crossing over Smith near left wing. Great little jump stop inside. Goes back to Bradshaw, takes a 3, and it's a soft little brick off the back of the rim. Falls down and then knocked off by Mahaffey to the baseline off Ohio State.
Yeah, nice find by Bruce Thornton. That's a great look there for Aaron Bradshaw, a shot that he can make. But his timing's just been off for the last few games.
The Buckeyes are 1 of 8 from downtown. Purdue's only taken 3 threes. They've missed them all. Smith got into the middle of the lane coming into the offensive set, and then careening into him was Mahaffey, who couldn't slow. He was trying to go with the back steal.
Yeah, good idea by Evan Mahaffey. Just too aggressive. Just take your time. You had it. Good call by the official. Braden Smith will go to that line, shooting 1-and-1.
So Braden Smith, who leads the Big Ten in assists and steals. 1-and-1, and he hits the first free throw. And that number of those statistics is significant because there's only been 1 player in the history of the conference who has led
MC.
Mike Conley Jr., who's had an incredible NBA career.
He's pretty good in that 1 year.
Yeah, not too bad.
You know, there's another example when you talk about Braden Smith, you know, being his ability being discounted because he played with Zach Edey. There's some of that was about Mike Conley playing with Greg Oden.
Sure.
Like it was all Greg Oden in high school. No, Michael Conley had a lot to do with those wins.
Free throws were both good by Smith. 31-18 Purdue. We're inside of 4 minutes first half. Near left wing Parrish. Jab step, now pulls back and splashes a 3 off the near left wing. That's big for Parrish. Second 3 for Ohio State. 31-21 Purdue. And they'll take their time and bring it up across the timeline. Glover defends. Mobley still out after he got what appears to be scratched in the face. Glover steals the ball from C.J. Cox on the right sideline in front of the Ohio State bench. And now the diminutive guard brings it along with the free-flowing hair. Goes in between the circles. Pick and roll with Bradshaw, who's going to be open. Top side 3, straight away, too strong. Going for the loose ball on the heavy rebound. Karam to C.J. Cox. A couple of bounces. Comes up from left to right. Diagonal feed to the near right wing for Lawyer. Got down to the baseline. Turns his back to the goal. Feeds a tough little pass right mid-post to Kaufman-Renn, who went back on the bailout to Jakari Harris. He wiggles his way into a shot from 7 feet on the near right. Got fouled in the process, even though he missed it. He'll shoot free throws when we come back to West Lafayette. 3:06 remaining in the half. Purdue 31, Ohio State 21. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay tuned for the AEP Energy halftime show. Timmy Hall, who's in for Skip Mossick, will check scores from other games and we'll run you down your first half stats. That's all coming up at the half. 31-21 Purdue leading the Buckeyes. The 11th ranked Boilermakers have free throws coming out of the timeout with 3:06 remaining. Harry Pettit, the glove, Ohio State Sports Information Director, letting us know John Mobley Jr. scratched in the eye. He's been in the process of being evaluated, which is kind of what we surmised, and I hate to hear that.
Yeah, so the Buckeyes had a chance to really cut this lead in the single digits. You had a three-point shot attempt by Aaron Bradshaw. You miss it, and then Purdue comes down, and they're at the free throw line. Great chance to put some pressure on this Purdue team. And now if you're Matt Painter, you're up by 10. Unless something crazy happens, we will not see Braden Smith back in this first half.
Braden Smith, 2 fouls. Caleb First also has 2 fouls, and C.J. Cox playing with a pair. Ohio State, Micah Parrish, he has 2, and Colin White also the same. The first free throw for Harris rattles down the well. First team All-Georgia, averaging 17 a game his senior season at Grayson High School. Makes both free throws. Mentioned he was the starter for the first 5 games of the season. The lineup they've gone with now has been consistent over the last 7 games. Purdue 33, Ohio State 21. 2:58 remaining in the half. Devin Royal leads the Buckeyes in scoring with his back to goal. Straight away goes to Thornton, draws a double, dribbles with the left hand. His pass to the top side, above the key. Parrish goes into the far right corner. A jab step fake to the baseline for Quez Glover. Back to Parrish, 5 on the shot clock. Spin move, left of the circle. Turnaround jumper, rattles down.
It's a fantastic one-on-one move by Micah Parrish. Not a lot of room there to get separation from the defense.
That's good from 17 feet, 5 points for Parrish. He's hit a 3 in the game, 33-23. Ohio State staying within striking distance. They trailed by as many as 14 here in the first half. 2-man game, Lawyer, Kaufman-Wren. It goes to Lawyer, gets to the near right elbow, goes up strong, hits a 15-footer, and is fouled by Parrish, and that's his 3rd.
Yeah, if you're Micah Parrish, you can't take that chance. I know what he's doing. You get the little touch, hoping that the official won't see it, but there were clearly contact. You have 2 fouls, you can't do it. He's asking for the flop play, but there was contact.
Lawyer very efficient, especially for a guard, a 2 or a 3, if you will, in terms of numerical position. He's 47% from the field. He's also, Ron mentioned earlier, an excellent 3-point shooter at 47%.
47.5. Let me give my man his due.
Okay. We're rounding here.
Yeah, it'd be 48 then.
36-23.
I rounded down.
All right. You shortchanged him there. working to the right side of the far mid-post. It's Mahaffey back to Thornton. Into the half court goes to Quez Glover. Near left wing three. Goes up, got fouled by C.J. Cox.
This is one thing that could potentially help a guy that's in a slump to get some rhythm at that free throw line. He'll get 3 here.
Glover's offense has been situated on an iceberg the last 4 games, but here's where maybe he can find some confidence. It's where he scored his points the last 3 games, the foul line.
Yeah, here's the other thing. When you're having success out there, you move up on the scouting report, and teams will specifically try to take away your strengths.
First free throw from Glover is good. 36-24 Boilermakers, 1:57 remaining in the half. John Mobley Jr. currently being evaluated. He got scratched in the eye on a play about 3 minutes ago. Devin Royal leads the Buckeyes in scoring with 11. They've got 5 from Mobley, 5 from Paris. Second free throw for Glover, who was fouled shooting a 3. Connects on the second one.
Tell you, this is big for Quez Glover. I mean, like you said, he has been ice cold, and shooting's a rhythm thing. He didn't have confidence. His shots were off, and now he has a chance to put some points on the board at the line.
Down to 41% this year. He's a 48% shooter his freshman year, 47 his second year at Samford, where he started, then went off to Florida. Or that was reverse order. Florida first, then Samford. Missed the third free throw. And the rebound controlled by Purdue. They get into the half-court set from left to right. And the pass is too tall from Harris. Braden Smith tried to save it. He couldn't. It's over and back. And a costly error by the Boilermakers with 1:38 remaining in the half. 36-25 Purdue.
Look like Gene, can we say Gene Katie?
The spirit of him is here.
Matt Painter's doing a little offense-defense, taking Braden Smith out on the defensive end, bringing him back when they're on offense.
Smith playing with 2 fouls. And the inbound goes to Glover out high. He's defended by Miles Colvin, the sophomore from Indianapolis. Glover feeds, double team goes to Thornton, far right of the mid post. Out of the elbow, working around the perimeter. Bradshaw to Glover. Royal, skip pass diagonal, it goes right to Matt Painter.
Yeah, one-hand pass. Not a good decision there by Devin Royal. He thought he was trying to throw it to Bruce Thornton on that perimeter, but he lost control of it as he was trying to make the pass across court.
Well, here's a big developing story. Ohio State's had 7 turnovers. It's cost him 10 points. Purdue's turned it over 6 times. Ohio State's not scored off a Purdue turnover. 36-25 Boilermakers, 70 seconds remaining in the half. Far left wing, an open 3, Lawyer, front rim, side rim, no. Now a scrap for it down in the paint. At Black Key, won by Kaufman-Renn. Back to Heidi around the perimeter. Harris, sideline 3, good. Elicits the loudest cheer of the game from the Boilermaker faithful and the paint crew. 39-25. Purdue's matched its largest lead in the hustle play and offensive board. Courtesy of Kaufman-Renn kept that possession alive. Royal throws it away diagonally to Harris. Purdue with another steal, leading by 14, 35 seconds remaining. Jake Diebler imploring his team for a good stand here. Clapping viciously. The chant, let's go Boilers. Pick and roll. Smith to the foul line. Kaufman-Renn slipped and fell, but they're going to call a trip. With a leg hanging out on Evan Mahaffey. Fouls, shots coming for Purdue. Leading by 14.
Yeah, that's the second turnover in a row by Devin Royal. Unforced. And you can't make those types of mistakes. I mean, you have the ball, have a chance to cut it to single digits, and now here you're down by 14, maybe 16.
Purdue is +6 on the glass. Kaufman-Renn with the 10th team foul gets 2 free throws here. First one is up and good.
And that last action just sums up what Purdue does to the opposition in this building. Getting those 50-50 balls, you kind of knew that ball was going to go in once it was passed to the shooter in the corner.
40-25 Boilermakers. 24.2 seconds remaining in the first half. Ohio State trailed from the outset, 8-2. Kaufman-Renn front rim and used every bit of the tin before it flushed down. 41-25 Boilers. 20 seconds remaining. Bruce Thornton with a quiet, and I mean almost on a milk carton half. No points, 0-2 from the field. Stands at the logo at mid-floor. Gets the pick and roll out high from Bradshaw. Rolls. Instead, Glover, the second action, comes out. Finds Thornton, who there hits the three on the far right wing. And the horn's going to sound to end the first half. Big for Thornton's confidence. And more importantly, for Ohio State to end the opening 20 on a positive note. But the Boilermakers lead it at the break, 41-28. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Kroger. It's halftime at Mackey Arena, 41-28 Purdue. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
Giant Eagle is teaming up with Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola to give one lucky Buckeye fan a VIP basketball experience. Go to ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle to enter for a chance to win 4 tickets with parking to the March 4th home finale against Nebraska, a Buckeye prize pack, a $200 Giant Eagle gift card, and a trip to the head coach's radio show. Enter today at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Giant Eagle for a chance to win. Brought to you by Giant Eagle, Cheez-It, Pringles, and Coca-Cola. Go Bucks!
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmiler.com. Go Bucks!
Your home for Ohio State athletics, The Fan.
Welcome to our AEP Energy halftime show, where the 11th-ranked Boilermakers, who jumped 6 spots in the polls after their successful road trip in the Pac Northwest, they've won 7 in a row. They lead Ohio State 41-28. They led throughout the opening 20 minutes by as many as 14. Bruce Thornton finally, Ron, gets on the board with a 3 at the end of the half, but turnovers have cost them points. You're without John Mobley Jr., just trying to find your way and stay in it right now.
Well, clearly, when the departure of Meechie Johnson, when he left the team for personal reasons, John Mobley Jr. was put in the starting lineup, and lately he's been taking more of a major role in handling the basketball, taking Bruce Thornton off the ball to allow him to get into his game, and can't figure it out. Here you are. This reminds me of the game at Maryland, the game against Auburn, where Bruce Thornton clearly did not get going. A lot of that had to do with the way that the opposition was defending Bruce. But when I look at Purdue, this is an opportunity for Bruce Thornton to get going, especially once Mobley went down with an injury. With him scoring just 3 points and that coming right at the end of the first 20 minutes of the first half, that's not a good sign for Ohio State. They got to figure out a way, whether it's Bruce being more aggressive or running sets for him, they need him to be more effective and more involved in their offensive actions.
Purdue shooting 60% from the field, Ohio State 38%. The Buckeyes close, hitting 5 of their last 7 from the floor to end the half, but still below 40%. 27% from 3, 3 of 11. Purdue's taken just 5 triples. They're 1 for 5 at 20%. They're 91% from the foul line, 10 of 11, but the Buckeyes have shot well from the stripe too. 9 of 11, 82%. 8 Buckeye turnovers, it's cost them 15 points, 6 for the Boilers. Ohio State has not scored off a Purdue turnover. 15-9 Purdue on the boards, 4-3 offensive, 5-2 second chance points in favor of the home team. Points in the paint, Purdue one-sided there, 16-6. They have 10 assists to Ohio State's 3. Boilers 3 steals, Ohio State with 2. Individually, Ohio State led by Devin Royal. He's got 11. Trey Kaufman-Wren for Purdue has 14 points. C.J. Cox with 9, but he's got 3 fouls. Braden Smith was in and out due to foul trouble early in the game. He's got 4 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Again, the halftime score, Purdue 41, Ohio State 28. Timmy Hall will have a scoreboard update for us next as the AEP Energy halftime report continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Make 2025 your championship year by scoring everything you need to host an epic game day bash with Bob's Discount Furniture. Get party-ready and budget-friendly dining sets, sleek bar carts, and savvy storage pieces perfect for displaying all that Buckeye memorabilia. Somebody put the game day chili on. It's time to party, so stop in and see how much you can save at Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Timmy Hall back here with you at our network studios with a check of your scoreboard. Purdue leading Ohio State 41-28 at the half, with Trey Kaufman-Renz 14 points and 6 rebounds. We go to last night in college football, where the Buckeyes beat Notre Dame 34-23 to win the college football playoff championship, first ever 12-team format. Buckeyes finished with a 14-2 record, and they had to run through a gauntlet to get there, as head coach Ryan Day talked about.
And nothing great was ever achieved without going through adversity along the way, and that's what makes this team special. And not only that, I think it's easy to say, or not easy to say, I guess, but it can be argued that this was the best run in the history of college football.
We look at the rest of the Big Ten scoreboard. There are 3 more basketball games yet to play. At 9 o'clock tonight, Iowa will host Minnesota. Then at 9:30, number 18, Wisconsin looks to stay hot. They are on the road out west at UCLA. And another game out in the Pacific Northwest, number 15, Oregon will host Washington. That one is at 11. In the NHL, the Columbus Blue Jackets sitting at 22-18-7, coming off a couple straight losses to the New York teams. They are at the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow night at 7:30. And in the NBA, the Cavs are off. They are in action at Houston tomorrow night as well. Our halftime report was brought to you by AEP Energy. Buckeye fans, say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings with a fixed price plan with AEP Energy. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Again, the score at the half, Purdue 41, Ohio State 28. Neil and Ron back to preview the second half next on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Come on over to Heartland. Join our family.
Now let's discuss the financial ecosystem of Main Street. The more you deposit locally, the more capital is available for your community, the more your community thrives. It's actually as simple as that. Support your community by banking local. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
41-28, Purdue leads here at Mackey. The 11th-ranked Boilermakers over the Buckeyes. Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. Oh, Ron, normally we discuss who's going to pick it up. I think I know the answer here, but what do you say?
Well, clearly, when you're on the road, you need your top players to produce at an extreme level. And clearly that's not happening so far. And you talk about guys struggling. You go right to Bruce Thornton. Again, the defense is, their attention is on him because they know how important he is to Ohio State. But you got to figure out a way of your Bruce Thornton, your skill set. You have the ability to do it. You've shown it against some really elite talent this year. And they need his scoring, especially with John Mobley out of the ballgame. So the pickup is Bruce Thornton needs to be more aggressive. I want to see, instead of 3 shot attempts, he needs to have double digits or more shot attempts here in the second half.
And I'll even double down on that. Thornton's at the top of the list. You don't have Mobley. Micah Parrish has played in big games. He's got 3 fouls. He's hit some shots in this building. He's one of the guys that's usually in double figures, whether it be him or Royal. You'd like to think someone elevates here to complement the game of Thornton.
Well, that goes to show you that fouling can hurt you. I thought his 3rd foul was one that he took a chance. It could have went his way, but you don't take that chance when you have 2 fouls and you're so important to your team. I'm sure he wishes he could take that one back. And then going back to that one play when Purdue was all on the floor. Ohio State was too, but they did not come up with that 50-50 ball. It led to a 3-point shot. And the crowd, as you called it, got into it in a major way. This is what Purdue does to you.
Sure.
They outwork you. They get those loose balls, and they make you pay for it. If you're Ohio State, you're still okay. You're down by 13. You win these first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half, you're right back in this ball game. Conversely, if you don't, it could be over.
Great point. 26 in a row on this home floor for the Boilermakers, the 11th-ranked team in the country, a 41-28 lead on Ohio State. That's the score here at half. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Kroger. Ron and I, we've got the second half starting next on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
American Electric Power is a proud sponsor of Buckeyes Care.
Hi, I'm Janelle Coleman with American Electric Power. AEP comes together with our communities to create a better future every day. Whether we serve, build, or simply share with others, we make Central Ohio brighter for our neighbors. Our collaboration with Buckeyes Care is another way we work to make the future boundless for all.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Teams back out on the floor. second half is beckoning here from Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana, 65 miles northwest of downtown Indianapolis. Neil Sika in for Paul Keels. And a salute to our football brethren and the staff, Skip Mossick, Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, Matt Andrews. What a wonderful experience and wonderful ride that we listened along the way, captuated by the national championship last night against Notre Dame.
Yeah, some uniqueness. I mean, Buckeyes winning the first ever 14 playoff and then winning the first ever 12-game playoff. So, I mean, pretty special. And, for Jim Lachey and Paul Keels calling yet another championship, and Skip Mossick there, obviously, Matt Andrews, that had to be a thrilling experience, and guys are back safely, and let's see if this basketball team has some of that magic here in the second half.
They got to change the vibe right now. 41-28 Boilermakers. Our broadcast position is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at uhm.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. It's rowdy and packed to the gills. Mackey Arena all-time series by a slim margin against Ohio State, 94-93. That's not counting some of the vacated games. This is meeting 188.
They got it rocking for sure.
Always a great spectacle. Great to be with you. 41-28 Purdue. Ohio State inbounds in the road Scarlet. Really good news, though. John Mobley Jr. was in the warm-up taking shots. Speaking of taking shots, far left wing, Bruce Thornton closed the half with a triple. He starts the second half with one. Ohio State's within 10. 41-31. Those are the first two field goals of the game for the Buckeyes alpha dog. Bruce Thornton, he's got 6 points, and they're from downtown. Braden Smith, defended by Glover, who starts this second half. Mobley's still not ready yet. Bradshaw out there along with Devin Royal and Micah Parrish. Off a pick and roll, Smith goes left of the lane. Almost shuffled the feet, got the pass to the middle at the foul line. Kaufman-Wren to Lawyer, who peeled around, drives the right, and it slips out of his fingers. Turnover Purdue.
I think Braden Smith got away with a push-off, and Jake Deaver saying to the official, you called one of my guys for that same play in the first half.
Official update on Mobley. He's questionable to return with that scratched eye. Colin White is in a boot. He won't return, a leg injury. Missed a couple from the floor and had some fouls. The freshman and reigning Mr. Basketball from the state of Ohio, Ottawa Glandorf. Far left wing, Thornton called the screen, then Royal moves. Thornton got inside, and now he's going to work on Jakari Harris. Tossed up a soft bunny hook with the right hand, got fouled and missed.
But that aggressiveness right there, Neil, is what I'm saying you want to see in the first half. Now, clearly there's still a lot of time to be played, 19 minutes. It's just that you're digging yourself out of a major hole because you didn't have this kind of action from Bruce Thornton in the first half.
And the junior from outside of Atlanta hits the first free throw. 41-32. We're a minute into the second stanza. Purdue, which is led by 16 points at one throw of the first half. The paint crew reacts, tries to get Thornton to miss, but he knocks it down. Straight down the twine. 41-33. Closest Ohio State's been in a while. Lead 8 for the Boilermakers into the half-court set, attacking to the left. 90 seconds into the second period of action. Between the circles, a lot of weave handoff action. Now Braden Smith gets left of the near mid-post. Feeds it back, Kaufman-Wren pops back out. Glover defends, fadeaway jumper, 17, no good. Rebound Parrish. Middle of the floor to the near side right, Thornton across the timeline. Harris defends, C.J. Cox in foul trouble, so Harris has started this second half. Around 2 picks out on the far left wing. Glover lobs at the rim to Bradshaw, catches it, goes down, goes back up, scores from straight away 2 feet out. Aaron Bradshaw, 41-35. What a start to the second half for OSU. They're within 6.
7-0 run to start the second half.
Braden Smith over the near side of the timeline on the left. Comes off the motion P, that logo at mid-floor to the near left wing. Lawyer lobs in. Near left mid-post. Kaufman-Wren backing down on Bradshaw, the Kentucky transfer. He lost the ball. Bradshaw's emphatic. It's off Kaufman-Wren. It's going back to OSU.
Yeah, if you're Matt Painter, I think he wanted a foul call I think Bradshaw got away with one that time.
To extend their run here at 7 straight points to begin the second half. And going back over the course of the first half. And then Thornton, saying that on cue, was sloppy with the handle, lost it, slipped, fell. He's on the sideline and out of bounds.
Yeah, you play on, but man, you had a chance to cut that lead, get down again, and be interesting to see what Purdue comes down and gets after that turnover.
Yeah, 7-0 run to start the second half, 10-0 run if you go back to the end of the first half with the Thornton 3. 41-35, pick and roll out high, Kaufman run, they go to the bread and butter, he lobs it up with the right hand, he scores from 5 feet away and he's fouled, shooting a free throw to come.
Yeah, pick and roll. Again, it's just really, you turn the ball over and you give up potentially 3 here. 5-point play, maybe 6. Swing, 6-point swing.
You think if your offense heavily relies on that across the college game, you're watching old Stockton to Malone video? I mean, that's Purdue's offense in a nutshell. Yeah. Kaufman-Wren, lines to the right, up, missed it. Swirls off the rim. To the near side right, taken by Bruce Thornton. Buckeyes attack the basket to the right, and Thornton going aggressive. And goes in to Miles Colvin, who didn't get there in time, shuffling his feet. A block is called on the mid-wing, stays with OSU. Fans don't like the call.
Yeah, and that's what the home crowd is supposed to do.
Kind of interlocked arms.
There was contact.
Near baseline right, 43-35 Boilermakers. Almost 3 minutes into the second half. Lob out to Devin Royal. Tough swimming inside. He got there and kicked it out to the far left baseline inside the arc, and Bradshaw knocks down the jumper. He's got 4 in this second half. 43-37. Smith quickly with Ohio State trying to speed up the Boilers. They force a wild shot at the rim. First rebound off a Smith miss, and Smith's got the ball back, but he's standing on the baseline.
Yeah, Braden Smith clearly forced that action that time. He didn't normally make that type of decision.
So the fans getting a little restless at the moment, trying to bring their team to life defensively. 43-37. Ohio State trails by 6. Once again, growing into the game offensively. They've had sleepy starts. It's plagued them, even in the heartbreaking losses. Out high, Bradshaw, very clumsy into Lawyer, who tries to fire up the crowd. A pick and roll gone awry and an offensive foul.
Yeah, Bradshaw was off balance slightly, but Fletcher Lawyer sold it.
2 team fouls apiece. 43-37 Purdue. Early stages second half. 16:45 remaining in the game. Bradshaw's coming off the floor. On the board for the first time in the game with his points here in the second half. And Sean Stewart replacing him. Sophomore from outside of Orlando, Windermere, Florida. Freshman season at Duke. Smith, Lawyer, Kaufman-Wren first. Miles Colvin, the Purdue 5. Smith's got a jumper from 17 off the far right wing inside the arc. He missed it. Micah Parrish rebounds OSU. Scarlet-clad Buckeyes with Parrish galloping up on the dribble. Far left wing. His pass a couple feet away, mid-floor. Royal, heavy pass to the near right corner. Glover draws a double team, now backs down on Smith. Turner away from 7, knocks down the jumper. That's big for Glover. It's his first field goal in over 5 games. 43-39, Ohio State's trimmed it to 4. Pick and roll out high. They're calling an offensive foul on Kaufman-Wren. They hedged the screen beautifully. I believe that was Stewart's. And we hit the media timeout to start here on the second half. Scarlet Flames from the scarlet-clad bench. They've clawed within 4. 43-39 Purdue. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season, with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through February 3rd, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models, with $1,681 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Come on over to Heartland.
Getting a mortgage? We take pride in providing the value and service you deserve in one of the most important transactions you'll ever have. Community banks have the most flexibility and the lowest rates. Now fact check that. I'm Scott McComb, CEO, coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
The Foundation is operating a 50-50 raffle at each Ohio State home basketball game this season, with proceeds benefiting basketball student athletes and local charities. For more information on how you can participate, visit the Foundation's social media channels. Neil and Ron with you from West Lafayette, Indiana. Mackey Arena, 43-39, Boilermakers by 4. Ohio State, though, in this second half, they've outscored Purdue 11-2 and 14-2 if you count the last play of the first half.
Well, clearly, this start to the second half is what they needed. They're back into the ball game, a 2-possession game. And Coach Diebler made a decision to change the starting lineup. Instead of Stewart, he went with Bradshaw. Instead of Mobley, he went with Quez Glover, and it paid dividends. Both of those players contributing here to this fast start for the Buckeyes in the second half.
First half for OSU that was very laborious. Cold shooting, working hard just to stay in it. But now they've got within 4. Parrish, Quez Glover, Bruce Thornton, Sean Stewart, along with Devin Royal, the Buckeye 5 out of the timeout. Glover got behind Smith, got to the foul line, bounce pass, and it's in and out of the hands of Sean Stewart on the near right block. Royal tried to save it, he couldn't, it's out, and it's a turnover OSU.
Yeah, missing out these turnovers is really hurting Ohio State. That was unforced, over penetrating.
It's the 11th Buckeye turnover. Our turnovers have cost them 17 points. Pick and roll, the slip pass on a bounce to the middle of the floor. Kaufman-Wren misses a 13-footer straight away. Rebound Micah Parrish, Ohio State. He's in the middle of the floor to the near right wing on a diagonal ball that goes to Thornton. Crossing over Lawyer, got the baseline. Double shown by Kaufman-Wren. Now around the perimeter, weaving in traffic. It's Royal, goes to Quez Glover. Braden Smith tipped it away. Right in front of Jake Diebler in the Ohio State bench. The bench is across from us the way we view them. You're in the mezzanine level of Mackey Arena. Inbounding on the far left sideline. Now a pick and roll. A pass from Parrish. Now he sets the screen for Glover, who came around, goes back to Parrish, top side, right of the circle, near right corner. Spin move to the baseline on the dribble off the pass to Royal. Goes near right wing. A Parrish 3, front rim no. Rebound Colvin for Purdue. Miles Colvin, the sophomore from Indianapolis. Speaking of from Indianapolis, Smith, stop and go, hesitation dribble, missed a running right-hander on the left side down low. Ohio State rebounds, they push in transition, near right corner 3, Parrish good! Bruce Thornton with the pass, Micah Parrish the 3. It's a 1-point game in West Lafayette, 43-42, 14:36 remaining. Right to left, Purdue, now they're in a fight. Over it goes to first. Now with a handoff, Kaufman-Wren right of the circle, Braden Smith penetrates, a couple of dribbles, fadeaway jumper from 14, no good. Rebound Parrish. Ohio State can take their first lead on this possession. Quez Glover's going to get to the block. He feeds it off to the far side left. Stewart, left sideline, Parrish, step back 3, left wing, yes! Micah Parrish puts his ear and his hand up in the air and says, let me hear it, Purdue fans. 45-43, Ohio State to the lead with 14:07 remaining here in the second half. A timeout, Purdue. It stretches to a full, and we step out. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
14:07 remaining. 45-43. Ohio State their first lead on Purdue. Before we continue, we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Ohio State has outscored Purdue 17-2 in this second half. They're on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes, and they've outscored them 20-2 since the end of the first stanza. Micah Parrish getting hot, hitting 2 threes, 3 of 5 from distance, 11 points.
Yeah, you look at Bruce Thornton and Micah Parrish. They've scored combined 11 of the Buckeyes' 17 points here in the second half, and that's what they needed. Their upperclassmen to step up when they have the loss of John Mobley Jr. because of the injury in the first half to his eye. But if you're Ohio State, you got to be pleased with what you've done so far. But there's a lot of time to be played in this ball game. Just got to keep it going.
Long way to go. John Mobley Jr. still sitting on the bench next to Ohio State assistant coach Dave Dickerson. Got Lawyer out there along with C.J. Cox playing with 3 fouls. Braden Smith, Heidi, and Kaufman-Wren. Full court pressure broke. Cox over the times line, out of the far right wing, pulls up outside the arc, hands to Lawyer. Offensive set begins for Purdue. 6 minutes gone in the second half, OSU by 2. They get the ball in the post near left. Kaufman-Wren goes to work, sweeping right-handed hook and scores over Stewart in the paint.
He's the only one that scored here in the second half.
45 all.
For Purdue.
Left to right, here comes Ohio State. Thornton, Royal, Stewart, Parrish, Quez Glover out there. Glover's got the basketball. Diagonal pass to the near right elbow for Stewart. Back between the circles, he hands it off. Glover comes across a drag screen. Fade away from 16, no good. Still relatively cold. He did hit a jumper in this half though, Quez Glover. Heidi has the ball on the right wing, looks into the post for Kaufman-Wren. Stewart has the bear hug and the foul called.
And Sean Stewart, yeah, a lot of grabbing there. Official on the baseline. I think it was the appropriate call.
So on the far right baseline in front of the Purdue bench, Braden Smith, the junior from Westfield, Indiana, lobs it to the sideline for Lawyer, his classmate, along with Kaufman-Wren. And they set a screen there. Kaufman-Wren, a running right-hander from Lawyer, misses on the side of the rim. Rebound Devin Royal, OSU. Middle of the floor. Pass to Thornton, over the timeline to Glover, back across the grain, goes to Royal, cuts inside, slashing to the goal, got a good look off a left-handed side layup, but missed it with the right hand. Batted away by Purdue, Kaufman-Wren, little hesitation, dribble Smith, rolling to the hole. There's the offense again for the Boilermakers. Kaufman-Wren was stunted. It looked like Caleb Downs out there knocking him down.
Of course, that's not the case. He plays football. This is on Ohio State. And the foul goes, did they get Glover or Parrish?
Glover. Parrish is very fortunate. That could have been called on him, would have been his 4th.
45 all, good baseline play and action on the inbounds, but Cox missed the layup. He was wide open on the near left block. Ohio State rebounds. Tie game at 45, 12:35 remaining. 11th ranked Boilermakers, 7 wins in a row. Dribbling to the right post, mid side of the lane. Glover now weaves out back to the diagonal. Far left wing goes to Thornton, draws 2, gets to the near right post again, goes back to the near right wing. 1 on the shot clock, they get it to Thornton right of the circle, and he knocks down a 3. Shot clock expiring, and Bruce Thornton comes to the rescue.
He did exactly what he needed to. Shot clock winding down, and great awareness by Micah Parrish to find him there.
Ohio State back up 3, 48-45. 3 Buckeyes with 11 points. Cameron Heide to the near left wing off a curl screen. Smith, 3, pure.
He just knew he was due. Too good of a player there, Neil.
He's 9th in the Big Ten in three-point field goal percentage. This place roars again. Fans come to their feet, tied at 48, 11:35 remaining. High ball screen. Devin Royal called for an offensive foul on the pick and roll. Turnover OSU. We hit the under 12. 48 all. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a good finish here at Mackey tonight. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Hey Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught, you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And Buckeye basketball is brought to you by Corona Extra, the official cerveza of La Vida Más Fina. Find the fine life. Please drink responsibly. Corona Extra beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. 11:36 remains in the second half. The game tied at 48. Now the teams trading blows back and forth. Purdue basketball out of the timeout off the pick and roll moving screen from Devin Royal.
Yeah, back-to-back solid plays for Braden Smith. First he knocks down the 3. Then he comes down and entices Devin Royal to run him over. And it's a turnover yet again for Ohio State. The last thing you want to see is Braden Smith get going offensively. He's done a really good job facilitating. He has a total of, I'm looking at his stat line here, of 6 assists in this ball game so far.
Well, lost in the shuffle of Bruce Thornton, finding 11 points in this second half. He surpassed the man to my left along with Caleb Wesson on the all-time scoring list in Ohio State history.
Okay,
it's good while it lasted, right?
Yep. There'll be many more to come.
He only needed 6. He's got 11 in the game. Heide With Purdue out of the timeout, now it's Braden Smith. Gets the pick and roll action. It comes from Kaufman-Renn, right of the circle. Purdue attacks the basket to the left. Left of the circle pass, Smith to Renn. Now it's back to Smith, defended by Stewart. Got a big on a small. Into the post, Kaufman-Renn, diagonal feed across, and an air ball three. Nowhere near close from C.J. Cox. Sails away. He thought it was partially deflected. It was not. It's back to Ohio State.
Kaufman-Renn never left the 3-second lane. He was in there for at least 6 seconds.
Do they still call that anymore? Left to
Not
right.
here in West Lafayette.
Across the timeline. It's good to see John Mobley Jr., who's back in the game now. After taking that hit in the face and a scratched eye, but he's playing now. Comes around a screen from Sean Stewart, top side, defended by Heide. 10 on the shot clock, 10:50 remaining in the game, 48 all. Pass to the near right wing, Parrish, who's been excellent in the second half. Looks inside, feeds the post, near side right. Braden Smith, scrappy, almost took it away from Devin Royal. And it's last off of Smith. He couldn't corral it in the end. 2 seconds still on the shot clock, 2.1. Ohio State inbounds.
Yeah, Braden Smith went for the steal. He knew he was in a tough spot guarding Devin Royal on the post.
Near baseline right, Thornton, Stewart, Mobley Jr., Royal, Parrish, the Buckeye Five in the road scarlet. Thornton looks. Smith turns his back to him. He feeds out. Stewart's going to take a three. It's just his second of the year, and he made it.
He's the guy they wanted to take it.
Sean Stewart from downtown in Mackey Arena, 51-48. And the bench fired up after the big hits the triple. 10:25 remaining. Into the forecourt, attacking to the left. Smith, pick and roll, Kaufman-Renn. Smith gets around, then lobs it back to the safety valve. That's Lawyer. He's inside the foul line. He turns in the middle and scores from the black paint from 8 feet away. 51-50. Ohio State by 1. Halfway through the second half. What an entertaining second half this has been. Penetration inside the key by Parrish from right to left. Went up strong. The ball stripped away. He thought he was fouled. No call. Last off Purdue. It stays with Ohio State.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness that time, Neil. If you're Micah Parrish, you saw the lane, took it right to the basket.
There's the second three-point attempt of the season for Sean Stewart, and he made it. Now he's open again on the inbound, near right elbow. Dribble handoff to Thornton, who comes around. He was the inbounder. Goes to Mobley Jr. on the handoff. He drives to the left side of the lane, throws it high off the window and scores. What a pretty move from the freshman.
High degree of difficulty that time when that move going to his left and off the glass.
Ohio State is up for it, folks, in this second half. 53-50. Pull up 17 feet. It's short from Braden Smith. Saved by Heide out to the near left wing. Running right-hander Lawyer. He gets it to go down. Extra possession for Purdue. Good recognition. Heide off the air ball from Smith. 53-52. The Buckeyes at 10-8. They feel like they've been snake bitten in a lot of games. A lot of close calls. In one again tonight. Right-handed floater from 14, right of the lane, no good from Thornton. Kept alive by Stewart, back out to Parrish to keep the possession for OSU. 9 minutes remaining. On the baseline, Royal going against Heide. Tough pass across the lane to Thornton. He tried to sneak one down to the block for Stewart. Lawyer stole it. On a bounce pass on the interior, back to Smith. Pick and roll, Kaufman-Renn. Smith getting to the lane, now to the baseline. Kicks it left sideline for Cox. Top of the side. Straight away, Lawyer, running right-hander, using the backboard and scoring. Crafty play from Fletcher. Lawyer, Purdue leads 54-53. Fans to their feet at Mackey. And Bruce Thornton's going to cross the timeline, and Jake Diebler says call timeout.
Yep. You can see the game changing. The momentum going to take a 30-second timeout here.
We're going to keep it here. It's just going to be a 30. 8:35 remaining. 54-53 Purdue. And Lawyers found a couple of baskets on recent trips. A hustle play to keep a possession alive, and then scored off his dribble drive.
Laurel's 6'5", and he's being defended by the smaller Bruce Thornton. He elevated, got a clean look off the glass, and when you look at Ohio State, they still have 2 timeouts left. So if you're Jake Diebler, you're saying, I do not want to see this thing get away from his team with Purdue going on this decisive run. So he calls a timeout to settle his team down. Now they need to come out and be very efficient with this basketball. But, Neil, how many times have we seen Ohio State not get the 50-50 ball and it leads to a basket for Purdue? We saw that last time. Ball apparently going out of bounds, but they save it into a wide-open score.
And didn't Jake Diebler make that a point of emphasis in the postgame against Indiana? The little plays, Ron, the hustle plays that can make differences in games like this. He addressed it in the pregame. And right now, that pendulum in Purdue's favor for the moment. 54-53 Boilermakers, 8:35 remaining. Ohio State will inbound near sideline right, attacking the basket to the right. Bruce Thornton's got 8 in this second half. Micah Parrish has 6. Aaron Bradshaw with 4.
Man, that shot by John Mobley, though.
Smooth.
I know, they're hearing us talk about it, but boy, off the glass, and Trey Kaufman rim was right there defensively.
Jakari Harris, Fletcher Lawyer, Caleb First, Trey Kaufman Wren, and Braden Smith, the Purdue 5 in their faux backs, the home whites, old gold and black with the script Purdue. Some adjustments from the scorer's table, and Jeff Anderson, the crew chief. Now we're ready to play basketball, 8:35 remaining. Arrow favors Ohio State. The Buckeyes have fouled 5 times, Purdue 3 times. 54-53 Boilermakers. Inbound into the backcourt for Thornton. Right on the Katie Court logo, near side right wing. Dribbles against Jakari Harris, looks inside, waiting for Mobley to break free. He does. Between the circles on the motion, P. Now he's got the dribble drive, backing down Kaufman-Wren. 5 on the shot clock, goes to Royal, slashing off the left wing. Awkward movement on the baseline. He traveled. He went up in the air, the ball slipped away, and then he repossessed, they say, and call a travel on Royal. And you get late in the set, you don't get anything.
Yeah, he drove the basket, and the last thing you want to do is leave your feet. You only got so many seconds you can be up there, and he ran out of time, and it led to a travel.
A breather for Thornton. Aaron Bradshaw's on along with Evan Mahaffey. Wes Glover's also on for John Mobley Jr., so 2 changes from Jake Diebler. 15 shot clock, 8 minutes remaining in the game. 54-53 Purdue. Pick and roll out high, near left elbow, fall away, Smith, good.
Yeah, he got space and separation against Mobley. Poetry in motion that time.
They just play that 2-man game to perfection. 56-53 Boilermakers. They're on a 4-0 run to go back up by 3. Ohio State's found their first leads of the game in this second half. Quez Glover gets a screen from Bradshaw to the near right wing. Mobley looks into the post. Hot little pass that's off the hands of Bradshaw. It goes offline. First knocks it away to the middle for Lawyer. Near left wing, Smith works it near left corner. Harris, 3, good. Boy, that's deadly. 59-53, and it's deafening in here. That's the second mass eruption from the crowd off a Harris 3. Matt Painter claps. Ohio State calls time with 7:10 remaining, and they're suddenly down 6. 59-53. The timeout stretches to a full. Back to Mackey after this on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, are you ready to cheer your team on to victory? Evan Williams Bourbon is now the official bourbon sponsor of Ohio State Athletics and Game Day's #1 pour. From tip-off traditions to buzzer-beater celebrations, adding this award-winning bourbon to your game day lineup is a slam dunk. It's extra aged for a taste that's smooth, rich, and easy to enjoy, whether you're sipping neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Go Buckeyes! Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43.45% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
Where more than 1,700 scientists are working on new treatments and new hope for every form of cancer.
You're making the choice to have the most advanced treatments, many of which were developed right here.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Everyday style is easy with favorite looks for every day. From harvest and home games to date nights and catching flights, find price-right picks for any and every occasion. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com today. Well, needless to say, the crowd, it's loudest it's been all game long at Mackey here in Northwest Indiana. Neil and Ron with you. 59-53 Purdue with 7:10 remaining. 15 Ohio State turnovers, Ron. It's cost them 24 points. Purdue's turned it over 9 times. Ohio State's only got 2 points off of that. Say no more when you talk about why this game is where it is right now.
Yeah, far too many. But guess what? When someone calls you on the phone, what do you got to do? You got to answer. So if you're Ohio State, you got to answer this run by Purdue by coming with a run of your own. You know, Jake Diebler's burned 2 timeouts because he felt that his team really needed to stop this action. He only has 1 left. I don't think he's going to call it again. These guys have got to be able to play through this and have an answer similar to what they did to start the second half.
I hope they get the message with the phone call. Usually it's more the text messages this day and age, Ron.
That's true. Well, you got to respond then.
Yes, indeed.
You got to respond to the text.
That's the best way to say it. 7 minutes remaining. 59-53 Purdue. Left to right OSU. Out of the timeout on the inbound, Thornton goes between the circles on a pass for Bradshaw, who's out high, goes back to Thornton, who slips under a couple of screens, missed a long 3, left of the circle. And Bradshaw does good work offensively to claim the rebound out by the foul line, a loose ball foul on Purdue.
The message today was matching Purdue's physicality, and that time Aaron Bradshaw just fighting with Trey Kaufman-Wren to get that offensive rebound.
So Ohio State will inbound, far baseline left. Attacking to the right, lobbed out, Thornton to Bradshaw. Bradshaw back to Thornton, now he finds Quez Glover, open off 2 screens in the corner, a 3 that's missed on the far left in front of the Ohio State bench. Kaufman-Wren rebound.
Couldn't ask for a much better shot attempt than that, wide open.
It's a great look and a great set. Smith, pick and roll, Kaufman-Wren. Shot fake, but keeps the feet on the floor, goes to first between the circles, near left wing to Lawyer, who's had timely baskets tonight. Bounce pass into the post. Bradshaw got a corralled hook on Kaufman-Wren, and they call the foul on the floor. 6th on Ohio State in the team game.
Yep, here on out, all common fouls. Purdue will be at that free throw line.
It's the 4th foul on Bradshaw, who's going to exit. Sean Stewart, Devin Royal returns, joining Parrish, Thornton, and Quez Glover. Minimal minutes for Mobley Jr. in the second half after getting the eye scratched in the first. Purdue by 6, 6:25 remaining. Out high, the lob, Kaufman-Wren, 2-man game, Smith. Back to Kaufman-Wren, far right block, goes up strong, missed it off the window, rebound Sean Stewart, OSU. Right in the middle of the paint. Left to right, here's Thornton in the crouch. Defended by Jakari Harris, who's hit 2 massive 3s at different points of the game here today. High ball screen comes from Stewart. On that pick and roll, Stewart gets to the foul line, jumps once, off a bounce, throws it up at the rim and scores mid-post right.
Didn't waste any time. He went up very aggressively that time, Neil.
5 for Stewart. He scored it around Kaufman-Wren. Ohio State within 4, 59-55. Pick and roll. Stewart comes out. They blow up the hedge really well, but Harris saves it. Sideline, diagonal feed near left wing. Lawyer, jump, skip, and into the lane. He goes with the shot. He missed it. And the rebound on the ground. It's tied up. The arrow favors Purdue on the jump. It'll stay down here to the left.
50-50 ball. Quez Glover is holding his left shoulder after he went to the floor. He's favoring it big time.
Yeah, walking gingerly. Tony Lorenzi, the trainer.
He's busy tonight, isn't he?
He has been busy.
Oh,
you don't like
goodness.
That.
No.
Mentioned Colin White's in a boot for the rest of the game. He played in the first half. Purdue's going to inbound on the far side baseline right. They're attacking the goal to the left. So you've got Thornton, Stewart, Parrish, Royal, and John Mobley Jr.'s in. 59-59 Boilermakers, 5:32 remaining. Purdue going toward their bench in this second half, leading by 4. It went on a 9-0 run to recapture the lead. Here's Kaufman-Wren in a cul-de-sac, dribbling around, far mid-post right, turns on Stewart. Missed it off the window. Stewart defending it well. A scrap for the ball. Royal saves it. Goes to Parrish. Boilermaker fans thought that Royal might have stepped out of bounds. Parrish comes across the timeline, nudging Harris. He hands it off to Thornton, goes back, far left wing. 3, Parrish, good.
Almost a logo 3. My goodness, Micah Parrish.
A confident stroke. Keep in mind, folks, he had 19 in the game against Indiana in the loss in overtime. And Micah Parrish thriving again with 14 in this one. To the baseline, Smith, shot fake, up and under move. He left it short, tapped it around, it's loose, first inside, Stewart blocked it. It's repelled, it's loose on the baseline, it's tied up. It's Thornton down there, the arrow favors OSU. Jake Diebler is fired up, and so is the Buckeye bench. They've got the ball back down 1, 59-58 with 4:38 remaining.
Neil, this is how you win games on the road. Hustle plays, and Bruce Thornton was so close to that end line. Didn't touch it, though.
What a swat from Stewart on the putback by First.
Without fouling. That was a great play, I should say.
Royal inbound, John Mobley Jr. Scarlet-clad 5 up the floor, left to right. In the crouch, watching from the sideline, Jake Diebler. 20 on the shot clock, 4:30 remaining in the game. Purdue by 1, 59-58. Left wing, faking right, driving left. Here's a lob at the rim. Thornton, alley-oop to Royal, crushed it down. 60-59 OSU. Great action. Right to left come the Boilermakers. On the motion P at center. Curl bounce pass. Smith, Kaufman-Wren, who comes around a double screen now. Shot fake. He's got Thornton up in the air. Takes a shot from 14. He missed it. Rebound Parrish. Parrish comes along, takes 2 dribbles, near right wing. Splits the defense like an axe to a log and scores off the square on the right. Micah Parrish with 16 points. Ohio State's responded with a 7-0 run with 3:55 remaining. The timeout by the Boilermakers will stretch to the under 4. OSU by 3 here at Mackey. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Guarantee a game day win when you get Bob's discount on feature-packed reclining sectionals with all the bells and whistles. We're talking wireless charging and USB ports, drop-down tables with cup holders for snacks and beverages, power reclining foot and headrest, and even hidden storage. All for hundreds less than the competition. So stop in and see how much you can save at Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Our broadcast position is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And stay tuned after the game for the Encova Insurance postgame show. We'll hear from Coach Jake Diebler, have a complete recap of today's game brought to you by Encova Insurance. For auto and home, encircling you with solutions you can trust, Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 3:55 remaining at Mackey. Ohio State 62, Purdue 59. The Buckeyes a 9-0 sport in the last 2 minutes. Purdue's gone 3.5 without scoring. Micah Parrish putting the Buckeyes on his back here down the stretch.
Well, I made the reference. You got to answer the call. and you came back, you got to respond to the text. So the Buckeyes did both. They responded and answered the run by Purdue with the run of their own, but they still got to keep it going. They got to be efficient. His last 3:55 to go.
So, out of the media timeout, Bruce Thornton, John Mobley Jr., Micah Parrish, Devin Royal, Sean Stewart, Fletcher Lawyer, C.J. Cox, Braden Smith, Caleb First, and Trey Kaufman-Wren on the other end of it for the Boilermakers, who break the timeline and come from right to left. With the basketball down 3:45 remaining. Pick and roll again. Smith inside the foul line. Shot fakes once and twice and pumps. A bounce pass into the post. A bump from Sean Stewart into the back of Trey Kaufman-Wren, who took the pass in on the far right block and was fouled on receiving it.
Yeah, it may not be a foul, bad foul. He's been struggling from the free throw line. He's 2 for 4. He'll go up there shooting a 1-and-1.
He's 0 of 1 from the line in the second half. Kaufman-Wren, one dribble, up, in and out, and batted in the air. Who's it off? Jeff Anderson says Purdue. Oh, the suspense with that ball hanging in midair, and the fans don't like it, but it's Ohio State basketball. Leading 62-59. Trailed by as many as 16 in this game. And showing their merit here in the second half. Near right wing, Mobley Jr. pass to Parrish, who's been the hot man. He's got 16. Now a step back three on Lawyer. Right wing, swish!
Oh, my goodness, that man is red hot.
Parrish or the county or wherever you call it, he's knocking them down from all over the floor. 65-59, Ohio State leads by 6.
No dumb fouls here.
3 minutes remaining. Smith, pick and roll action. Kaufman-Wren got in toward the paint. Far right block, tried to slip a pass inside. Thornton knocked it away. Stewart's there to come up with the loose ball. They go to Parrish.
Time is your friend here. You want to take time off this game clock here.
Micah Parrish had 19 against Indiana. He's followed it up against another Hoosier State foe with 19. He's got it in the near right corner. A jab step. Another three. It's good. Scarlet Flames from the hand of Parrish.
Supernova.
68-59, Ohio State. 2.5 remaining. Pick and roll again. Smith to the near left elbow. Looks inside, bouncing. Hooking over the back of Kaufman-Wren was Stewart. More free throws coming for the post player for the Boilermakers.
I think you come back the other way. Give it to number 8. Get out the way. I mean, when someone's that hot, Neil, you just put the ball in their hands time and time again until they stop you. My goodness.
Micah Parrish has 22 points, 17 of them in the second half. He's 5 of 6 from 3 in this period, and 6 of 7 from the field, along with 5 rebounds and an assist.
Hey, Neil, the ball's not even touching the rim. It's nothing but the cords every time he takes a shot.
Talk about all these Purdue players that played in a national championship. Parrish played in one 2 seasons ago with the Aztecs of San Diego State against the Huskies of UConn. Kaufman-Wren hits the first free throw. 68-60, Ohio State, 2:24 remaining, second toss coming.
Yeah, maybe some pressure here by Purdue after this free throw, should he make it. As I stated a few moments ago, the clock is Ohio State's friend right now. And if you're Purdue, you want to speed things up a bit.
Now, the Boilermakers have only committed 4 team fouls. That could come into play down the stretch. Kaufman-Wren hits the next free throw. Fans get lively. 68-61. Full court of pressure. Mobley Jr. takes the inbound from Parrish. He's hit 3 in a row from distance. Trying to come open here. Mobley Jr. on the dribble. Pick and roll with Stewart. Right of the key. Left his feet. Got the pass back out. Top of the key, Thornton. Jab step left. Drives near elbow right. Back out. Straight away 3. Mobley Jr. Front rim, no. Parrish inside. Almost gobbled up a rebound. Instead, they're going to call a foul. And the foul inside. Who's that on?
Sean Stewart. Let me see.
Stewart's got 3 fouls in the half. It's on Royal. It's his third.
Micah Parrish had 2 hands on that ball. Almost came up with it.
Micah Parrish has a new career high tonight. 22 points. His previous, which he hit 3 times, was 20. And did so last time around against Wright State, but he was playing in a different uniform.
And don't like the fouling here because Purdue's able to come down, walk the other way without time coming off that game clock.
Exactly. 68-61. Here's first.
Got to get the rebound.
And it's a strong first free throw. And Parrish had it in his hands. It slipped away. Mobley Jr. gets in there. He's got it. There's a jump ball. The arrow favors Purdue. Another 50-50 play. And the Boilermakers keep it. Down 7, 1:59 remaining. Ohio State trying to hang on here. There's some dissension from the fan base for the moment.
The officials came over and told the Ohio State bench to sit down.
Lob into Kaufman-Wren. Comes from Lawyer. Faces up on Stewart. Backs in. Turns with the left hand. Scores with the bunny hook. 68-63. Purdue's within 5. Smith swats at Mobley Jr., who took it on the inbound. There's full court pressure. Wasn't securing that well, and Smith said that the deflection went off Mobley Jr. Matt Painter says, I want to challenge this. I want you to look at it. We're inside of 2 minutes, a minute 46.
You know, both teams will get a free timeout. I believe it's clearly off of Brandon Smith, I should say.
68-63. Royal inbounding to John Mobley Jr.
I'm watching a replay.
We're watching it in real time.
It's off of Smith. But hey, if you're Purdue, you get a free timeout out of it by challenging or encouraging the officials to take a look.
Is it a clear and obvious error?
They
Is this going to take longer than 90 seconds, Ron?
They're taking a little
That's my rule.
Time. What's that now?
That's my rule. It shouldn't take longer than 90 seconds to figure this thing out.
They're still looking at it over there.
68-63 Ohio State. Our replay on the main video board was in real time, quick, so it was hard to pick up on any subtleties that might have went down with the reach by Smith. The arrow favors the Buckeyes. They lead by 5, a minute 46 remaining. They've outscored Purdue 40-22 in this second half. But they're still in
well, the concern
a fight here.
The longer they take a look at it, that's not good for Ohio State because the call on the floor was Ohio State basketball.
But this is the point. Are they trying to conclusively figure out if it went off of them? Because if it doesn't, the call should stand the way it was on the floor.
Exactly. And it's a big call because if you're Purdue, it may be a little bit too early to foul. Maybe you do. But if you're Ohio State, great chance to either get to the line shooting 2. But like you said, Purdue only has 4 team fouls, so if they're going to have to, their mindset may come out of this timeout. We're going to aggressively go for the ball, knowing that hey, we got a couple fouls to burn here.
Still waiting. Tim Comer, Jeff Anderson taking their time.
Well, we'll know what the call is. You'll hear it. The fans will either roar with excitement.
Now they'll go visit television where Peacock is handling those chores tonight.
They want another view. I guess they're coming over to look at. Wow.
The inbounds went to Mobley Jr. Smith tried to swipe it away on full court pressure and initially ruled to Ohio State.
It's closer than I guess we thought. I mean, for them to look at 2 monitors, the TV monitor and also the official monitor.
What's next, a microscope?
Let's go.
Come on. School full of engineers, you'd think they'd have the technology to have the best look. And if they don't have it, it's time to move on. 68-63 Ohio State. 1:46 remaining. We're over 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes on this review. Now they go back across from the TV table to the scorer's table. They're staying with the call on the floor. What a revelation. Again, if it takes that long, you don't have the conclusive look. You got to go with what you have.
And Micah Parrish has a spot here. He cannot move.
He's looking to inbound, and he jumps, and it's tipped. They do say he moves. They say he shuffled his feet, so after all of that and Ohio State retaining possession, they turn it over on the inbounds. Unbelievable. 68-63 Ohio State, 1:46 remaining. So now it's Lawyer to inbound near baseline left on the spot that Stewart was just standing, and he's got to call a timeout. Now the soap opera continues here. Purdue calls the time. Buckeyes by 5 with 1:46 remaining. Micah Parrish has been the star of the show in West Lafayette. 8 of 10 from the field, 22 points, 6 rebounds and assists, 17 of those points in the second half. Royals got 13, Thornton's got 11. Purdue led by Trey Kaufman-Renn with 22, Lawyer with 15. It's been a tough shooting game for Braden Smith. 9 points, 3 of 13, but you can credit Ohio State's defense in that department. But the Buckeyes lead by 5, and they're trying to close here, Ron.
Well, the possession is very important. So if you're Ohio State, you come out of this timeout knowing a couple very important things. One, you have the possession arrow. And number 2, you have a timeout. You don't want to do anything foolish here. And sometimes coaches will say, hey, I'd rather have you step out of bounds and throwing it where your defense is not set. You're better off with just a simple turnover, and then you can allow your defense to be set. But if you're Ohio State, you're in a great position. You have the lead, and you've been shooting the free throws pretty good for the most part in this ball game. So you got to be strong with the basketball. That's the biggest thing, and meet every single pass, and you should be in good shape here.
Purdue has won their last 4 games against Ohio State at Mackey. They haven't won 5 in a row since the mid-90s. That's in jeopardy. So is the 26-game home unbeaten run. Inbound goes Smith. Mid-left post near side to Kaufman-Renn. Backing down on Stewart. Goes up at the right jump hook and scores.
He got away with a travel, but it's not a 3, it's a 2. So Ohio State still have a 3-point lead.
With 90 seconds remaining, Parrish inbounds to Thornton. Thornton backs away the rest of his traffic. And he's defended by Cox. Here's the junior guard, the Buckeye leader, out by the time stripe. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Mobley Jr. was sloppy on the receiving end of a pass on the sideline. He spilled it, turned it over.
It's going to be reviewed, but I think it went off the knee of John Mobley Jr. Give Brandon Smith a lot of credit there. Good defense, good hands.
And the little things are surfacing in a poor situation for Ohio State again late in this game.
While I'm looking at it, my goodness, it might have gone off of Smith.
Now this is the same question, the chicken or the egg. What came first like before? Smith and Mobley, and now Mobley and Smith.
I was right the first time, but we both were right. We'll see if Ohio State get the reversal here. It looks like Braden Smith, I thought if it was off of Mobley, it would have went off his knee, but it was actually deflected out of his hands. I think it's off of Purdue.
They have a point there.
Oh, wow, they say it's Purdue's basketball.
The only thing I was seeing from the replay, Mobley had the ball kind of cupped, and it looked like he had shoveled it toward the baseline, but it was hard to see where Smith's hand was in that process. So Purdue, with Ohio State, and 2 unforced turnovers. And this has been a killer. 17 turnovers, cost them 26 points. Buckeyes by 3 at 68-65 with 1:14 remaining.
Purdue has been very successful getting that ball down low with Trey Kaufman-Renn. And Coach Diebler counters by bringing in height.
Boilermakers have won 7 in a row. They haven't lost.
McGovern comes in the game at 7-1. I think you do go with that lineup because Trey Kaufman-Renn has had a field day going against the smaller Sean Stewart.
Yvonne McGovern, Devin Royal, Bruce Thornton, John Mobley Jr., Parrish. Jake Diebler's getting some explanation. This has kind of turned into Benny Hill here with the refs.
It's just too much time.
Taking forever. 68-65, OSU, 1:14 remaining. Cox, Smith, Lawyer, first, Kaufman, Wren. 70 seconds remaining. OSU by 3. Purdue with the basketball. Pick and roll, out high, Smith, bounce pass, floater, 14, Kaufman, Wren scores with the right hand. He's their right-hand man with a game high, 26 points, 1-point game. 68-67, 50 seconds left. Left to right OSU. Thornton into the front court, he's gonna call a time. It's the last one for Ohio State. Purdue is out of timeouts. The game reset with OSU leading by 1 and 45.7 remaining. The Buckeyes have committed 9 fouls in the team game. Purdue with 4. Arrow favors Ohio State.
That's interesting you call a timeout there. You have the lead. And now when you call this timeout, 2 things happen. You don't have any left, and you allow Purdue to get their set done defensively. But if you're Ohio State, you got to be very, very careful taking that ball from the sideline. You don't have any timeouts to burn here. You have got to get it in. Be efficient here. A basket will go a long way. Obviously, you get a deuce, you're up 3. You get a 3, you're up. It's a 2-possession game.
Are you dialing up something for Parrish?
The way he's playing, I put the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Mobley's been good, but he's still a freshman. He turned it over the last time. I think you go with Parrish, put him out on an island, and let him operate. He's been very good here, especially in the second half. And then you use Mobley as someone to spread the floor. But I like the ball. I like your call. I like the ball in the hands of Micah Parrish here.
Mentioning Purdue's last loss was to Auburn, December 21st, a neutral site game.
And I don't want to see an action. If you're going to set a screen, the guy with the ball has got to allow the screener to get set. You don't want to go too fast here. The officials have really called a lot of moving screens here tonight. So if you're Ohio State, you got to come out here and set good screens. You do not want an offensive foul here.
Ohio State 68, Purdue 67. Buckeyes have outscored the Boilermakers by 14 here in the second half. 45 seconds remaining. Parrish inbounds. Left sideline goes into the backcourt for Thornton. Stewart, Mobley Jr., Royal on the floor. 15 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Man on man. Cox defends Thornton. Here's Stewart, comes for the screen. Thornton goes left to the foul line, back to Parrish. Jab step left, got into the paint, draws a crowd of 3. Left sideline 3, Mobley Jr. switch! John Mobley Jr. hits a 3. 71-67 Ohio State. 22 seconds remaining, Buckeyes by 4. Smith, with the fans encouraging to hurry up, shoots a 3, it rims out, the rebound is down on the floor, it's grabbed by Parrish, and he's fouled from behind. In fact, no, it's swept behind on a tetherball action by Smith. It stays with Ohio State with 14.7 remaining.
The 4 fouls by Purdue will hurt them now because they're going to have to waste time to get Ohio State in the bonus.
Fans are filing out to our left and our right to the exits. The game isn't over. They called it a 2. They said Mobley was on the line, 70-67. Wow. I didn't see that signal, but there's a foul in the backcourt, and now Ohio State shooting free throws.
Yeah, Jake Diebler saying take a look at it.
I think they should.
The Buckeyes think they're in the bonus, but there's still a couple more fouls that Purdue has got to commit here.
Well, the scoreboard's all wonky now. Now they have it 69-67. It's still officially 70-67. Parrish is in trouble, and he's lobbing it toward the baseline at the other end. Royal in a race to get there. He got to the baseline. His foot was on the line. It's a turnover. And what is going on with the main scoreboard? It's a comedy of errors at the moment. And an Ohio State turnover, which is going to give Purdue seemingly a shot if it's not a 4-point lead, and it's a 3-point lead.
Yeah, and you see Gary Pettis, Sports Information, the score is wrong. It's 70-67.
Jake Diebler is barking at Jeff Anderson. Remember, this is a veteran official who's been to 7 straight Final Fours. They're going to recalibrate this. First, they should look to see, was it a 3? I thought he was behind the arc.
Well, the scores table took off 2 points instead of 1.
So now they have it at 70 to 67.
Now it's correct. Now, if you're Ohio State, I think you foul. You don't want Purdue to come down and shoot a three. I'm fouling Purdue right now. There's no way Purdue's getting a three off. There's no way. You foul right now. And I'm sure Jake Diebler is telling his team, you do not allow Purdue to get a three off.
A lot of fans were on their way out thinking it was a 4-point game.
They thought it was a wrap, but it was not. But if you're Ohio State, I'm gonna keep saying it. You don't let Purdue get a three off here. It can't happen.
Either way, a massive shot by John Mobley Jr. off a great set. Parrish was triple teamed in the lane, still had the presence of mind to find him in the corner. 10.9 remaining, so it's the length of the floor for Purdue from right to left, down 70 to 67. Inbound it goes, and Bruce Thornton will foul Braden Smith, who tried to get into the act of the shooting from three-quarter court away, but with 9 seconds left, Smith, who's almost automatic at the line at 85%, heads to the stripe.
Interesting. Do you make these two and then foul Ohio State, or do you make one and miss the second? Ohio State's got to get rebounds here.
9 seconds feels like an eternity if you're that Ohio State bench. 70 to 67. Smith's first free throw is pure.
There's got to be communication. You got to pinch down. Somebody's responsible for the shooter. I think Purdue's going to make this and foul Ohio State, force them to make free throws.
Mr. Basketball in 2022, Braden Smith hits the free throw, 70 to 69. 9 seconds remaining. Parrish has got to inbound. He goes to Thornton. They tried to double team him in the corner. Thornton dribbles to the baseline, got to the middle of the floor, feeds it near right sideline, and Mobley Jr. is fouled.
The clock continued to run, so I think there's 4.2 seconds instead of 3.9.
The shot clock was dark. The clock, Ron astutely pointing out, at 3.9. There should be a few more.
Yeah, 4.2 or 4.3, but John Mobley Jr., I'm surprised that Purdue did not foul Bruce Thornton. They allowed a couple seconds to get off, and then John Mobley Jr., had he saw up court, 3 Buckeyes were up there wide open. That would have been the ball game had he got it out of his hands. Ohio State does not have any timeouts here.
70-69, Ohio State leading Purdue.
And this is Purdue not fouling or not having a lot of fouls. It's hurting them now. They still got to foul Ohio State again.
3.9 remaining.
That means some time is going to come off. But if you're Ohio State, you got to get the ball inbound. You don't have any timeouts. Worst case scenario, if you're Micah Parrish like he did the last time, if you're going to throw it away going away from your basket, right? So, but get it inbounds.
And some of the sloppiness has allowed these teams to take a de facto timeout while the officials adjust the clock to 5.3 seconds because both teams are out of them.
This delay here, it's added another 20-30 minutes to this game. My goodness.
Gary Pettit, Sports Information.
Wow, it's 5.3 seconds. I thought it was 4.3.
He confirms that Mobley's toe was on the line.
Okay.
So that's why. Not a 3, but a 2. 70-69. 5.3 remaining. Mobley Jr., Royal, Thornton, Parrish. Trying to lug this thing to the finish line for the Buckeyes in what would be one of the upsets of the year on the road in the Big Ten. Parrish is going to get the ball up the floor. It was a weak one to Royal, who's fouled on the near right sideline by Lawyer, but it nearly didn't get to him because that pass was lacking the weight. Royal has a hesitate, come back to it, got it along, and is fouled with free throws coming, 3.6 remaining. 1-1, that is.
I tell you, this is why coaches Eric turns gray and why they lose it. These are some big free throws here. If you're Devin Royal, you got to make them.
You don't have to tell that to Gene Cady, who knew that back in the day. Sha'Carri Harris exits. Devin Royal in front of the swarming paint crew end. Like the scene at the end of Hoosiers. 1-1. Royal, free throw, yes. Sweet stroke, 71-69 Ohio State. 3.6 remains. Shot clock is dark.
This is why you shoot 1,000 of them. in the offseason so you can get up here and make one right now.
Devin Royal.
And here's the key. You make this free throw, then you go into foul game again.
Royal 74% on the year. Just the helter-skelter nature of the way this game has went the last 2 minutes. Now they're allowing first to enter. There's 4 Purdue players, 2 on each side of the lane line. Royal stands at the nail, lines it, shoots it, scores it. 72-69. Mahaffey on for Sean Stewart.
And you're fouling. You do not want to, I've said it before, you got to foul. If you're Ohio State, you're in a great position. You're up 3. You make Purdue shoot 2 free throws here.
72-69, 3.6 remaining. Kaufman-Renn, he's going to throw it to Smith, who's tapped right before mid-floor and throws it up in the air. Mahaffey did get him around the hip. 2.9 remains, and so the chess match continues where Braden Smith will go to the foul line. Braden Smith tonight reaching double figures, 11 points on just 3 of 14 shooting, again near his average. That sensational assist rate. He's got 8 dimes, 5 rebounds, 4 of 4 at the line.
Yeah, I think if you're Ohio State, you need to get somebody in there after this free throw because he's going to miss this second one.
72-70, 2.9 remaining, and there is the call, Ron. Sean Stewart on, Mahaffey stays.
Yeah, they're gonna miss this one on purpose, I believe. If you're Ohio State.
But if it's tapped around, can you secure a 50-50? There have been some close calls in this building the last 5 matchups between these two. Here's Smith, missed it intentionally off the backboard, but
didn't hit the rim.
Got a violation, didn't hit the rim. It's going back to Ohio State.
The guy that doesn't miss free throws doesn't know how to miss.
That's right. That was a little awkward. 72-70.
No timeouts. You got a spot. Last time Micah Parrish was called for traveling.
A 5th straight game coming down to 1 possession for Ohio State. Mobley falls in the lane. Parrish goes up the sideline to Royal. On the inbounds, he gets shoved in the back. He's bellowing down the student section, thinking that Mobley,
I think he was grabbed.
Took down a Purdue player. It was 50-50 at best.
He was grabbed.
And it doesn't matter in the end because Royal was fouled. 72-70, 1.9 remaining.
The fans are telling the officials how they feel about them.
Devin Royal. This is still a 1-and-1 situation. It's only the 8th Purdue team foul.
You make 2, it's a wrap.
3 dribbles with the right hand. Up, good. He's been nails from the line down here in the final few seconds. There's a ribbon of Scarlet fans behind the Buckeye bench. 1.9 away from celebrating this massive road victory for the Buckeyes. 73-70. Royal up, too strong. And the rebound to first. He's going to give it to Lawyer. He's going to throw it from the opposite foul line. It's going to fall shy. They will not play the world's largest drum. Instead, it's taps on the 26-game home winning streak for the Boilermakers. 73-70. Ohio State pulls the stunner in West Lafayette. And a massive win for the Buckeyes, who end their 3-game losing streak tonight at Purdue and win here at Mackey for the first time in 7 seasons. 73-70. Ohio State takes down the number 11 ranked Boilermakers here tonight. What a game. What a second half. The Encova postgame shows coming up shortly. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Buckeye Nation.